Hello, hello!
Hey, hey!
Everyone, yo!
Welcome to our Extra Life stream one-shot, Lurking in the Woods, with our special guest DM, Carnisideshow.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
I'm a little tired, I'm gonna be honest. I only slept like 1 hour last night because I was so freaking nervous.
Wow. Well, I'd be nervous too with a bunch of possessed sheep in my bedroom. Watching me.
Okay, yeah, this is actually not my bedroom, believe it or not. It's not a real picture of my bedroom.
Dang.
Come on, guys. Come on.
I mean.
So real quick, do we want to go around and just introduce ourselves and say like where we're from, and then I'll get a chance to talk about the giveaways and the other stuff that we're doing today.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's start with Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't ready. Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. I am the usual DM over on Carnisideshow, also a Twitch channel. We play lots of D&D as well, and we also have D&D pajama parties where we interview people in the industry. Sylvie's doing one soon with Kim from High Rollers, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're a little bit more wacky than most, I think, especially two of these people here. But yeah, that's us.
I'll go next. I'm Steven. I am usually playing Sturge on the Dungeon Scrawlers, and tonight I'll be playing Vorus the Unpleasant.
Ooh,
New character.
Nice.
the unpleasant. Michelle, I guess.
Oh, hey. So I'm Michelle. I'm the owner and proprietor of phoenixdice.com. I'm here with a bunch of loot for the giveaway, not only just for this stream, but for the entirety of Dungeon Scrawlers charity period.
Yeah,
So-
thank you for your generosity, by the way. It's amazing.
Of course. Anything to help the, children's hospitals, and of course the, gaming community. You guys all need more dice. So, so yes, I am. Yeah, we're located in Taiwan. Me, Chris, and Amanda are actually we're playing from Taipei, Taiwan, and yeah, it's just 7 p.m. for us, but 4 in the morning for y'all. So, good job, guys. Way to be up in the middle of the night. It's fantastic.
Okay. Oh God, I'm so sorry. You think I would know?
Are we talking about characters? Okay, so I am playing Obsidian. He is a tabaxi rogue, and he is his wife has no idea what he does for a living, which is stealing things, because he has to support all 5 cubs with his thievery. It's fantastic. All right, who's up next?
Lursen, you want to go?
Sure. I'm Lursen, and I play Captain Hemingway on the Carnisideshow Call from the Deep, and that's really all. I don't do much more than play games. I don't have anything to support today, but I am excited to be here and play Harvey Cottonfoot, the Heron Gun.
Aaron guy.
Yeah.
A new rabbit race.
Yes. I'm excited to try them out.
Amanda, I think you're muted.
I am?
Oh, there you go. Now we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sick. I was worried. So yeah, my name's Amanda. I'm also in Taiwan. Like Lursen, I don't really have anything to plug except for Carnisideshow, which is the channel that I'm usually on, along with Michelle. We play in their weekly, basically, or almost weekly, like chaos campaign, where nothing is real, the rules don't matter, and someone gets hurt. Tonight, I'll be playing a favorite character of mine. Her name is Basinda. She's a Sylvan from the Feywilds, and she's a bard. And
Ooh.
for falling in love with everything that she sees, but only for a short period of time. So these will grow and fade over the night. I'm sure
Oh, how appropriate. Hi, I'm Ying Wang. Tonight I will be playing Trevor Rotnick, who is a failed restaurateur. Some of the prizes that I'm actually offering for this special one-shot on my ExtraLife page is 1, you get to purchase and then tell me like the name of my restaurant, and you can name the signature dish on it, and then I will have to justify why it failed. There are also 2 smaller prizes to claim where you can tell me the names of some other dishes on my menu, and I will have to justify whatever it is. And then you could also pay me to write my next line, and then I will say like whatever it is that you write there, and I will just make it work. So if you want to check that out, just type in !ExtraLife, and there'll be a link there to the team page, and then you can navigate over to my profile and spend some money for the children. Besides that, you know, Michelle talked about it a little bit, but we have like a ton of giveaways to go through. In this session alone, we have 3 giveaways. So we have 2 dice sets of your choice from phoenixdice out of like their selection of over 100. And then we have 1 dice scroll. And that comes with 2 sets of dice also from their website. Your choice from over 100 different sets, and we'll be picking 3 winners at the end of this stream. So if you want to enter that, type in !Gimme, that's GIMME. It's also on like the very bottom of the screen. Besides that, we actually have like another giveaway that's happening that's going to be like all day, and that's going to be one of the faux leather dice portfolios from phoenixdice.com filled with 5 sets of dice of your choice from the website.
Ah, there it is. Thank you, Lursen.
So many dice, so many freebies. Just like entering the codes, you know, just, and then the other thing is that because Michelle is insanely generous, she wants to do everything for charity, she's also offering a 10% off code right now, and that is ExtraLife, like the code ExtraLife. Okay, I see some people populated it into the chat. So if you use that code, you get 10% off your total order. 20% of that order will go to ExtraLife. It'll go to like our team. Specifically, and not only that, but it will stack on top of her Christmas sale that's already going on right now. And that Christmas sale, you want to talk about the Christmas sale? Because like, I don't know, I'm running out of breath. I only slept an hour.
It's getting crazy. Okay, so the Christmas sale is really nuts. I asked everybody on Instagram, and they told me what they wanted, which is a bunch of free stuff. So starting at $25, we start just chucking extra goodies in the package for you. $25 gets an extra set of dice, mystery set. Our choice, but we try to match it to what you're getting. And then the next tier is at $50. We give you a tray. You can pick the color in the comments. Nice. And then right at $75, we throw in another set. At $100, you get a dice scroll. This is compounding. So the more you spend, the more stuff you get.
Wait, so if I spend $100, I get the dice tray plus like free sets, huh?
Yes, the free set, the dice tray, and the dice scroll. Keep going, get more dice, and the portfolio. Finally, the final prize is actually at $200. We're going to be issuing lifetime VIP discount codes. How much? We're not telling you yet because it's big.
100%. Okay, well, last but not least, our other sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. If you are here from the video game and you are here to claim your free Electrum chest code, just type in !We love code name. It will spit a code out into the chat. You put that into the game, get your free Electrum chest. The previous game also had a free gold chest code. I'm sure you can find that somewhere on Reddit. I believe that is it for the giveaways and the announcements. So, Chris, take it away.
Yes.
All right. Well, this ragtag group of people have recently come together, maybe to journey through the long distances between cities and stay a little bit safer from creatures, monsters, and/or bandits that patrol these roads. After several hours of travel along the quiet, winding path, a small village comes into view, a thankful sight. After a long and difficult journey, with a hungry belly, no equipment, that you've gathered in the last few days, and only a few coins left to your name, you feel a pang of hope. The dense forest clings tightly to the edge of the path and cradles the village in thick pines and spruce trees. Several dozen quaint wooden cottages are nestled in a circular shape, plumes of smoke billowing from their chimneys indicating that there is life here. In one corner of the cobbled town square stands a cozy tavern. And as you enter closer, you see a sign. You're entering the village of Whitvik.
Whitvik. I have no memory of anywhere called Vitwick. Anyone? Vitwick. Anyone hear of it? Anyone know?
Doesn't matter as long as there's something to eat. I bet you that tavern has some chicken.
Second class chicken, no doubt.
I'm excited.
I just want to sing.
You've been singing this entire trail. I wonder if you might sing to yourself a little.
I was singing to myself. Thank you for singing. But I
Trevor
could-
wants to look at Voris. What does Voris look like? Because this voice is like freaking
Yeah.
next level.
Wow, it's great.
Boris. Boris is he's human as far as you can tell, but his eyes are very strange. They're very milky and weepy, and he blinks a lot and covers most of his face. You get the impression that something's happened to him, maybe some kind of injury that affected his eyes and the skin on his face, and he mostly keeps covered up, and it's a little unsettling, the kind of seep that comes out of his eyes, and he's frequently wiping it, and not very, it's like constant eye boogers, and it's not really fetching. It's a little off-putting, but he's twitchy, and he dresses mostly in shaggy furs over chainmail, heavy boots, big thick gloves, and walks with a long glaive spear. You can tell he's been a fighter, some kind of mercenary or something before, because he's got all these weapons all over him, a big ugly flail on his backpack, and a bailed up net, and an ugly heavy bear trap, and daggers, and he kind of looks like he looks like he's been through something, and keeps mostly to himself. When he tries to be personable, it comes off really badly. But he seems to recognize that and stay mostly to himself.
I'm not sure whether I felt more or less safe with you on the road.
Depends, I suppose.
I didn't, for what it's worth.
What is that? What?
I didn't feel safer for having you.
Sorry, is anyone having trouble hearing Amanda?
A little bit.
Little bit.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I could try to be louder. Sorry.
Facienda, you might have to shout. Your voice is so small.
Well, I didn't feel safer, so thank you for joining.
Lovely to hear from you, Hassenpfeffer. Everything is very fine, I'm sure, in the land of song. And someone please take me to the nearest pub. I feel myself talking too much already.
Yeah, Boris, let's go.
All right. As you guys move into the village, you look around at the few houses here, and you notice that all the cottages have been boarded up, their windows barely letting any light escape through the cracks. The doors have been heavily reinforced. And if you're taking a deeper look, please make a perception check.
Whatever.
18 for Harvey.
What is that? I'm hearing something.
Roll
19.
20.
19 for Vorus.
Okay.
7 for Trevor.
So Vorus and Harvey, you notice immediately that along the boards are deep scratch marks, like something was trying to rip them off or get in. And not a single living soul is outside of the buildings. Not even night patrol or patrons of the bar.
Seems they heard we were coming.
You think they boarded up the entire town just for us?
Well, I'm pretty sure they heard you coming. They didn't hear me coming. I'm
Oh,
You're
You're a cat, yes, you're quiet. But I think if they heard us coming, they would have prepared someone to welcome us rather than closing the doors so rudely on all of us like this. I just don't think it's very hospitable.
I do not like the feel of this place. Perhaps we shouldn't linger here.
But
that pub looks welcoming enough. Lights on, smoke in the chimney. Perhaps there are people there who will welcome us.
I'm tired of trail rations. I really want some good food.
Yes, I'm certain they'll have a supply of carrots there.
I've been traveling for so long. I eat more than carrots.
It's
But
not
you did
healthy
eat all
stuff.
of our carrots.
But, yeah, but
He can have my carrots. I don't care about carrots.
Yeah, he can have extra. The cat doesn't eat carrots.
Ooh. Is that what's been happening to the fish? The cat's been at the fish. The hare's been at the carrots. What's left?
I mean, be honest, you don't want to keep the fish for a long time anyway, right? We're traveling, and I don't remember a lot of waterways on the way here, so I think it's fine that he ate those too.
My eyes are dim. Perhaps you could describe yourself. Two of you have fur, I can tell. It affects my eyes. You has fur.
So yes, Obsidian Claw is his full name, but nobody actually calls him that. His name is just Sid, and he is a inky black tabaxi, black panther or black jaguar, melanistic if you want to be precise. And he's very tall but very thin, and he tries anyway, and hopefully succeeds at always moving around, not making a sound. So he does actually like sitting next to Vorus the Unpleasant, because he doesn't like anyone, he doesn't like to draw much attention, and sitting next to Vorus, usually Vorus gets all the attention.
Interesting. Does he purr? When he's happy. Does he purr?
Am I happy? Am I happy?
Is Obsidian ever happy?
Never really happy. How about you give me that bag of gold and I'll purr for you?
What if we found you some nice mint leaves?
Nothing about it.
You know the kind.
Nothing about it.
All right.
Right.
Well, I'll look.
Are you moving toward the tavern then?
Yes, I mean, maybe I'll say that Trevor's reached the front door of the tavern, and he's opening it, and he motions Harvey to go inside first. What does Harvey look like?
Harvey is a humanoid rabbit, a gray colored fur, and he's very wiry, thin. He's got hand wraps on in both hands, and just kind of always moving around everybody. He's never sitting still, just always bouncing around.
Sorry,
And,
what was your name one more time?
Harvey Cottonfoot.
Harvey Cotton.
Is Harvey? Was there a movie with Jimmy Stewart called Harvey?
Yes, Harvey was an invisible rabbit that only Jenny could see.
It's a wonderful film.
Right. Well, as you reach what you see now swinging on a sign in the wind is called the Holly Inn. It is also boarded up, and as you go to open the door, it is locked. You hear some movement from inside as a peephole swings open. And some eyes peek out behind to inspect you standing at the door. The first of them being Harvey, who we've already heard the description of. The next one, of course, being Trevor. What do you look like?
So Trevor is a short rock gnome. He's got like this immaculately combed, like red hair. His clothes are of like a very fine, wealthy style and brand, except for the fact that it looks like it's like been worn for perhaps like 5 years too long and repaired like a dozen times too many. The only thing about his person that seems oddly really well kept is this rather large hand axe that looks almost like it reminds you almost of like a meat cleaver. And he keeps that on the side of his backpack. And if you ask him about it, he tells you that it's his like cherished cooking implement.
And who's the one closest to Harvey and Trevor? Who would be third in the line, kind of at the inside of the door?
Boris is not. He steps to the back and kind of makes himself small.
Okay.
I am behind you.
So then, it'd be Facinda.
Yeah.
All right. Good choice. As the eyes peer out into the darkness and come upon your faces, you seem like reasonable people. He's like, oh, what's all this then? Who are you?
We'd like to come inside, please.
Facienda, please use your outdoor voice.
Hurry. We'd like to come inside, please. We're travelers, and we run out of carrots and fish. And so we really need to come inside to get some more of that for our friends here. Also, I could sing for you if you'd like.
You
No
won't
singing.
like.
No singing.
You won't like.
Why not? Why not singing? What kind of place is this?
I'll tell you. And he takes one last squint as the sturdy door creaks open, revealing a quiet tavern. Tall, thin man eyes you from behind the door, sour-faced and pale. Large crackling fire warms the Holly Inn, and the smell of cooked meats wafts in the air. The lofty walls feature dozens of mounted animal heads, elk, bears, and owl bears. Only one lone patron sits at the bar in the otherwise deserted room.
So Trevor, being a trained chef, when he smells the meats, can he tell like how well is it cooked? Is it like a very
Sure.
fancy dish? Is this
Yeah.
chef trained?
It is. Why don't you roll with perception with advantage?
All right.
Cool image.
It's a 17.
17. It smells like the country. Very practical, smoked meats, stuff that can be held in reserve for quite a while without going bad. Nothing fancy here, but, you know, it might taste pretty decent.
Down home cooking.
Boris looks around at the various trophies and says, "Who is the hunter who brings so many grisly artifacts into the dining hall?"
Says, I'll tell you, just get inside. And he closes the door behind you quickly and locks it up again. Says, well, we used to have a lot of hunters here. Not many around now. Please, have a seat. Can I get you anything before, if you don't mind me asking you a few questions?
2 chickens.
We don't have much left in stock. But,
Surely you
Can
must
get-
at least have 1 chicken.
1 chicken. 10 gold.
Seems a little pricey for a
And-
single chicken.
Oh,
Is it a good chicken?
What kind of chicken costs 10 gold?
Was this chicken famous?
A
The
really
last
Lay
good
golden
chicken.
eggs.
Oh,
The last chicken
well,
we have costs 10 gold. Otherwise, I can get you some potatoes and beer.
do you have
Cheers.
eggs
Eggs? Yeah,
from the chicken?
of course.
not
What
for
about
long.
boar?
We have some leftover preserves.
Well,
Is that what? Will that be okay for y'all?
That'll do, I suppose.
Just the potatoes for me.
potatoes and beans, perhaps a plate of live mice for my obsidian shadow here.
Oh, we got plenty of mice if you want to go down in the cellar and scoop them up.
Just because I'm a cat does not mean I like mice. That's offensive.
But now, would you eat them though?
I'll think about it.
I mean,
Okay.
you did eat all the mice on the way here.
But we ran out of fish, so one thing led to another.
Everybody ate everything. We don't have any supply.
We've been starving for the last week, and this is where we're at now.
So-
let us not pretend that you guys didn't eat while we were traveling. We just preferred the one thing.
Well,
Making this kind of order, he just kind of like ignores the rest and he comes back with whatever he has left. You see, he's like, "This is the best I can do. This is 2 silver each."
Trevor reaches into his pockets. Takes a long time fishing around. Kind of looks at the rest of the party.
Oh, fine, I'll
I-
pay for you, Trevor,
Seem to have misplaced my wallet somewhere.
with the rations.
Where are all the people here? Where's the customers? Oh, there's one. Who is that fellow?
He looks back over his shoulder at the guy sitting at the bar. He says, "That's Quinn. He's one of the last hunters that are still here. We've had an alarming amount of townsfolk gone missing in the past few months. Started with the hunters, actually.
How many is alarming?
Well, we had a population of 70. Now we have 30.
That is quite alarming.
Wow. Oh my.
Why have you not sent for like the local guard?
Or
We did.
left.
The hunters that left to get the local guard never came back.
How did we manage to get in unmolested by whatever?
I'd like to know that too. What business you have here in Vitvik?
What business do we have here, guys?
Nothing.
We just want to eat and move on. We don't really know. If
Well-
you already work, we could do some work for you.
Oh, there's work.
70.
To be fair, about 20 of the people, families have up and left, moving out. They haven't all disappeared. But, our food stores, as I mentioned, are starting to dip lower. And the hunters not coming around these parts anymore, except for Quinn.
So Trevor wants to like lean in closer to this guy, and he's like, "Perhaps I could help you with that. I've been looking for a place to open a new restaurant, and I happen to also..." And then he like pulls up the the cleaver. He's like, hunt my own food.
Much appreciated. I don't have. Sorry. Go ahead.
Property must be very cheap here now.
Hell, there's no money to be made. No one has any money. I don't have any business here.
Good point. Perhaps I don't want to start a restaurant here.
Also, what if this thing got you while you were out hunting?
I saw claws marks on the door. What is it? What made the marks?
Well, doesn't make much sense to me, but you can ask Quinn. He's the only one that's lived to see and run away. You notice the guy now sitting at the bar, his right arm is in a tourniquet.
Oh.
Or at least from this angle, you can see it's in a tourniquet. Look, if you would, we don't have much here in this town, but we've all saved up enough, about 100 gold. And I know some of the other families are getting desperate. They're willing to chip in. But before you accept the offer, I would suggest you talk to Quinn. Know what you're getting yourselves into.
You haven't quite defined the job. Is it just getting food for the place, or what's?
I want you to hunt down that creature like he suggested and get rid of it. So
One
it
that's
stops killing
killed.
us off.
The one that's killed 40 people.
Well, less than 40, but...
It was like
greater
20.
than-
I'm not great at math. It's fine.
It's okay.
Look,
don't
we're
expect-
simple farmers and hunters. We don't deal with this much. But you look pretty capable. At least two of you do.
Do it for 100 gold and 2 chickens.
They've only got 1 chicken, Sid.
You can't
Really? The
make
whole town
more
just got the
chickens with
one
just
chicken?
one chicken.
Could you wait like 2 weeks at least, and then maybe they could give you more chicken?
If they have eggs, we could just wait for them to hatch, and you could have as many chickens as you want.
Technically, to be fair, they need a rooster to make more chickens also. So really, 1 chicken does not actually make more chickens. You do need 2.
Ah, so that's how that works. Thank you. I do think 100 gold actually sounds pretty good.
Well, like I said, the other families will be willing to chip in more. Just, well, it's up to you.
All right,
Surely,
let's- someone go
He
talk
gives-
to the scary guy.
perhaps
Sure.
singing. Perhaps we can send the singer to see the fellow and beckon him to join us.
I think that sounds like a great
Sounds
idea.
Thanks, Boris, for your vote of confidence. Nice talking to you.
Okay. As you do kind of wrap up your conversation, Cedric, the innkeeper, kind of like takes the silver that you gave him in his hands and like throws it back on the table in the bag. Keep it.
I take the bag.
Walks away. As Facinda heads over to the bar, you see Quinn Ashglade there.
You're right that.
A broad-shouldered man with rough tan skin and a full beard. Now, as you approach, you see that his right arm is in a tourniquet, and there's a stump on the end where his hand has been. You can't see the wound, but it's no longer there. In the other hand, he has a frothy pint of ale. Like,
Okay.
yep.
Well, hello there, handsome. I heard that you were the only hunter that was left in these parts. I didn't know you were also the only man. I lean on the bar.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can. I'd like to know what you've been fighting or survived here.
You're talking about the creature.
Yes.
Can't say I got a good look at it. Snuck up on behind me in the woods. It was large, whatever it was, human-sized at least, but extremely fast and strong. I tried to set up some bear traps, and the damn thing seems pretty smart too.
So definitely not a bear.
Nope.
No. Did it make any sounds that you recognized, or did it talk to you or anything like that?
Didn't talk. It just clawed at me and then took my hand away as I ran.
That must have been so hard for you. I'm so sorry that happens. Do you need any help with anything now, since you've only got one hand? I'm sure life has been very... sorry. What's more important is, could you tell my friends over there any details that would be useful to track down the monster?
Well, it was up in the north, wherever that is, in the woods up there. The Holly Forest. I think it might be, or used to be, human. I think. Mutated, maybe. It was much too fast and strong, whatever it was.
What? Well, I mean, new question then. How did you get away from it? Did it just like spend some time chewing on your digits or what?
I fought it off. I managed to get a good, strong hit at it. Seemed content to take my hand and leave for the moment.
What did you hit it with?
My axe.
Well, that usually does it for most things. I'll give you that. I look over
Tell
at...
you what, though, it didn't slow it down any.
Oh my God. I look over at Trevor, and I'm like, Trevor, you may stand a chance. The axe worked a little bit.
Trevor is like eating some of the food like back at the table, and he gives her like this thumbs up. And you kind of notice that he might be stealing a little bit from your portion of the food.
Not paying attention. I'm way more interested in the person in front of me right now. It's very easy. So
Insight check. Is she like coming onto this guy?
I don't think you need an insight check.
I mean, clearly she's trying to butter him up for talk, but is she like actually coming onto him?
Well, Quinn rolled an insight check and got a natural 1, so he has no idea.
Oh, wow.
He's just like, he goes back to his drink. He's like, look, you want more information? I think you should talk to Emmeline, maybe Muriel, but
oh.
I can't help you anymore.
Do they have any adult sons that I could talk to instead?
Well, Muriel does.
Well, then we'll go talk to Muriel. Thank you, Cedric. And if you just need any help at all or anything, or a song of rest, I'll be around for at least a day. Could be longer.
My name's Quinn, but
Quinn.
also, unless you can grow back hands, I'm not sure it'll help.
Give me a couple of levels, and then we'll come back to this. Quinn. Okay, I come back to everyone, and I'm like, well, that was a loss, but we could go talk to Muriel's son instead.
I'm good with that.
Have we heard a description of the Haringen?
Yes.
Yes. What color is the Haringen?
Gray.
Gray. Do I have a sense of what his skills are?
He does not carry a weapon. He has a small like spear, but he's a monk.
Oh, okay. He seems too twitchy for a meditative kind. I misunderstand what monks are.
I mean, I don't know if you would understand what a monk is or not.
Yeah.
I find my meditation mostly in the wild. I like the trees and then outside, and I just kind of meditate with them.
How long do you meditate at a time?
Very, very long, like at least a minute.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Harvey.
I'll bet you have a wicked kick.
I think I do. Would you like to try?
Yes, I would.
Are we having a kicking contest? Is that what's happening in here?
No, I do not fancy kicking. Only.
So does sorry.
No.
Fayezinda, you go back and tell them what you heard, or
Yeah, I
Okay.
share everything that I had. I came back. I neglected that Muriel's the one who has the information, but I tell them that her son is definitely the one we have to talk to. The names were Muriel and I'm trying to take notes. Sorry, Muriel and what was the other woman he said?
Emmeline.
Emmeline. Yeah. Muriel and Emily.
There's also, he was going to tell you, as you walk away, he shouts out,
Yeah.
maybe Arthur Fenwick as well.
Oh,
He's lived
wait,
here a
well,
long
hold on.
time.
I turn on my heel.
He's
Arthur
70
Fenwick.
years old.
Oh, fuck.
70?
Does he have a younger son?
Much younger.
Not anymore.
Like
Younger
a
brother, maybe?
70-year-old elf or a 70-year-old human?
Human.
Well,
He might be a little bit, far gone.
perfect. Thanks.
I wonder what would mutate someone. Is there some corruption here?
It's
This whole
lack
place-
of chicken, I'll tell you what. There's just no chicken here. That's what mutates people.
This whole place seems quite foul and a little bit suspicious. Perhaps there's more going on here than this man knows.
Didn't you hear they have no chickens? There's no fowl here.
Oh, good one, Rabbit.
I take 1 point of psychic damage.
No. Good beginning. Could I roll? I feel like I would like this would be a good thing to roll for. Could I roll like a history or I guess a monster check to think if there's any kind of like weird twisted monster I could remember from like the Feywild, because there's a bunch of
Sure, yeah.
that they might match the description of. I think nature is a 12. Is there anything else?
12. Okay. It seems far from the Feywild, and for something to just attack one village seems a bit peculiar. Maybe a hag, but it doesn't seem to be in their kind of methodology. Usually they hang around and they'd like to keep their victims alive. So from the description, it sounds like humanoid as well, whatever that may be.
Perhaps we should go talk to this son of Muriel's?
Yes, the son of Muriel.
Of Muriel's, because the sooner we get more information and make a decision, the sooner we can get out of this place.
Oh, yes, excellent idea.
As you sit in the room chatting, you hear a scream from outside. A woman's voice, loud, piercing the dark night as it just comes out.
Oh, rush to the door.
The two men in the bar immediately stand up and look and kind of shiver back as they half pull their weapons out and then decide to walk slowly and peer out the door instead.
Unless that's
Vorus rushes out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, Harvey right behind him.
Trevor goes to a side window and peers out.
Okay. Trevor, make a perception check.
above Trevor.
Okay. The three of you go ahead and make a perception check.
3.
Oh. Something in my eyes again.
19. Okay.
I can't see much from the window.
Neither can I. This is made for a human, and I'm a little too small.
Oh
right.
no.
Well, Facinda, you see just barely out of the back corner of the middle house you're looking at something run out the back side into the woods, into the mist. Seems to be dragging something behind it.
Well,
As the
it's-
others rush out toward, kind of looking around to where the sound could have come from, not pinpointing. Cedric will say, that was coming from Muriel's house.
well, darn.
If
Can I rap on the window and point out to my teammates which direction it ran?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like I point the direction that it went.
Boris, for all his, Boris can see blind sight 10 feet. So he's fearless of the dark and just runs headlong in that direction. Calls with me, and he's gonna just see what he can find.
Okay. You have blind sight for 10 feet, you say?
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay.
he can't see very
Sure.
far, but he won't be surprised by something in the dark. In other
Got
words,
As you look out around and you see her pointing to you, this takes some time as you pinpoint the direction she's pointing, as well as the scream. You see as Muriel actually comes out of the house, she's like, they took him! They took him! Please, help! Somebody! As she opens the front door and screams.
Oh no.
As
Well,
Boris
crap.
moves to look for this thing, go ahead and make another perception check as you peer into the woods themselves. 15. You do see a creature about 60 feet away and moving at incredible speeds on all fours, dragging this thing, kind of somewhat limping on threes, but not limping as much as just carrying whatever this struggling body is in its wake.
Ooh.
You see a trail of blood coming from the house, the window,
Ooh, that's
all the
not
way
good.
through into the forest.
60 feet away. Is it moving rapidly?
Extremely. Yes.
Well, when Boris takes off, then Sid follows him, muttering insults about the big dumb meat popsicle's gonna need some help.
Okay, so 60 feet away. Does Voris feel like he's gonna get ditched in a second, or if he'll shout, drop it, and he's got a hand axe. He can like wing a hand to him, maybe hit the person.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Okay. Oh, yeah. 10.
10. All right. Surprisingly, you see this creature drop the body and dash off at full speed into the forest.
Is the body alive, like moving?
Are you going to go up to it and check?
Yeah, but I was hoping it would run to me.
It is not moving.
Okay. Yeah. I'll run up and do a medicine check on it. Like, is the person dead, alive? Can I staunch a wound?
As you...
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah?
No, right as he drops the person, the wounded person, I feline agility my way over to him. I should be able to cover 60 feet, no problem.
Nice.
Yeah, you're still back at the inn though, right?
Oh, nope, I came
No,
out.
no.
I
You're
started
coming at the
running
same time? Oh,
after
you're running at the
Boris.
same time. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, you get up to where Voris is.
She probably gets there quicker. Wait,
Okay, sure.
what is the gender of the obsidian?
He's a 30-year-old man cat.
Okay.
Are you trying to?
yeah.
Are you trying to dash past Voris into the woods?
Yes, I'm gonna go after the guy at top speed.
Oh, dang.
Ooh.
I'm
As
with
you-
him.
He's maintaining the same pace that you are as you try to catch up to it.
Obsidian.
Go ahead and make a survival check to try and track
That is an 18.
18. You see clearly the prince going off four-legged, or at least on all fours, running through the forest, trying to track it. You can see exactly where it's going. It's heading north, straight into the deep woods.
So
You
when
choose
I
to follow.
hear Boris shout Obsidian, are you shouting anything else?
Stop! Follow it alone.
Okay. So even though I don't like to think that I do what other people tell me to do, I'm just going to stop and look at these tracks.
I'm with you, by the way. You said don't go alone. We're together.
Oh,
Are we going?
good.
That's up to you. I'll follow you everywhere.
Trevor wants to turn to Facienda, still at the inn, and he says, "Well, it looks like our companions have it. Would you like to finish the meal that we purchased?"
Yeah, that is kind of under control. They really seem to have caught up to it, and I think they're not going to have a problem.
Yes.
My thought is we finish the beer and then go talk to Muriel about what they're probably fighting.
Smart idea. I like it.
Have a station for them.
All right.
So no, I have
Muriel
stuff.
comes running. Okay, Muriel comes running into the tavern and
Oh,
shouts
easy.
at you two. She's like, "Please help! My son!"
Hold on. How old is your son?
My hot son, my hot handsome son.
Well, in that case,
He's 25 and extremely strong.
And single, and looking to get married immediately.
listen here, Trevor. Conflict of interest. I've got to go.
I understand.
Maybe
He doesn't like to get married. He just likes one night stands.
perfect. Let's go.
Trevor's going to finish the rest of the food on his own.
Okay.
I take my drink with me. So I like fast walk out there until I finish it.
She points at the woods. She's like, "Well,
No way to come back.
okay, okay."
What do you think? I leave and then I come back. I'm like, wait, Muriel, what is it, by the way, though, before I walk off there with my very beautiful but very biteable self?
Very
Well.
biteable.
Well, I think it took off someone's hand. You don't usually just do that. Oh, you're not here. Sorry, I forgot.
Sorry,
I forgot.
She explains to you that they were sitting in the room eating dinner when something ripped off the boards from the windows and pulled her son directly out of it.
Oh my God.
It happened so fast.
was
As
it?
the other three in the woods take a look, I believe, Sid, what did you say you were doing? Looking at the...
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with Voris first. Voris was doing a medicine check.
Yeah, 14 on the medicine.
14. You quickly realize that without a head, the body probably dead.
Oh,
That escalated so quickly.
oh,
Good
Boris. Boris turns away and Constitution check goes here,
Cure light.
and
Your best
he's
cure light.
he's kind of holding his stomach and don't look.
Have you tried CPR?
Did it take the head with it? Is this thing a trophy hunter? Is it taking hands and heads and
It seems to have taken the head with it, yes.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, maybe you're right, Steven. Maybe this was like a trophy hunter who's doing like the reverse of what we just saw.
Predator.
Sid.
What if a hunter that once mounted beast heads on the walls, something corrupted it, and now it hunts humans and yet continues to make trophies. Why would you hang a hand? Would there be a hand sticking out of the wall on a plaque? That'd be very strange. I wonder.
Trevor's got his head like sticking out of the window. He's like listening into you guys, and he yells out, "We should try to make our heads as least attractive as possible."
That's impossible for me.
Good point. Well, goodbye.
No, 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 no. I go in and I stand behind you. Just music to everyone.
I turn to Sid. To be fair, it's just as weird to hang other animal heads on the wall. Why does it make it weirder that it's a human head?
No, right? Those guys are talking like it's like
It's weird to put any head on a wall.
right. It's just that's the way it is.
Yes. Yes. Boris will cover the shoulders and stump of the body because he knows there's a mother who's going to be very upset when she sees that. Now he's going to fidget, and he's not. He looks very confused. He doesn't know how to handle this kind of situation.
Well, do we know that the man is dead? Can you tell us?
Are you guys converging at this point? Kind of like.
Still in the woods. I'd like to do like a survival check to see if I can identify the tracks.
Okay, please do. And what was Sid doing?
I just rolled the 18, so I know that they're going north.
Okay.
It's just an 11.
11. They
With
do
the
look
18,
humanoid.
though. Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Contorted. Definitely on all fours. Large. And the stride is very long.
Okay.
But they don't seem too far apart. Almost just the same as any normal human.
This is sketchy, man. That's
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I've seen some weird things.
Do
Right.
Trevor and Facinda do you continue your talking with Muriel, or do you join the party?
No, I want to keep talking to Muriel.
Okay.
Boris is going to return to the inn as long as the two. I almost said something disagreeable. The two
Would not be the first time, my friend. Just let it out.
Not good to hold it in.
I don't know if can we call them furries? Are they?
Now, see, that's their word. We're not allowed to use it because we're naked comparatively, but they can use it. We can't.
No, the two that
Fur
went.
folk.
The fur folk. That's excellent.
Yes.
The fur. If they're fine, I'm going back to the inn. There's a mother. I can't bear to face the mother. I'm getting away from this house. Back to the inn.
Uh-oh.
Trevor leans over to Facinda and he's like, "Do you think Vorus has some sort of mother issue?"
To be frank with you, Trevor, I'm not sure what issues Boris doesn't have.
He is most unpleasant, true?
Yes.
All right. Well,
But also, I think it's just unpleasant to tell someone that their son is dead, particularly when he was supposed to be hot, single, and ready to mingle. I hate
see
to
your
hear that.
point.
I know.
Not
At
to
this
be
point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
not to be crass, but I think we should question her before she learns of the fate of her son. So
Definitely.
So we should probably do it in a hurry.
Okay. At this point, also, you see some of the other people come out of their house. Emmeline, who was mentioned before with her two young daughters, kind of pokes out her head and looks around, as well as Arthur, who seems confused of what's
great.
happening here. And you ask Muriel some questions?
Yeah. Do you want to do it, Trevor, or?
I saw how good you were with the hunter. Please.
Yeah, but women aren't fine. Muriel, I'm very sorry about what happened. I'm sure it really shook you up.
Can't you go catch them? What are your friends doing? Please.
We
You
have
see
some
the
of
tears
best
streaming
people
down
on
her
it
eyes.
right now. But look at me, I'm not a runner. But we did send the Herringon after him and the big cat, so they'll get them in no time. And now, uh, to be sure that we get the right creature and that they're as best prepared, just in case they get your son and then they come back, any details at all or any insights or woman's instinct into what this creature might have been would be incredibly helpful. The ability to be on boards off of windows would be great also.
It all happened so fast. I don't know. We were eating 1 second, and then I turned around, and suddenly the window was gone, and Gregory was being dragged out. I just saw an arm covered in blood. I don't know. It smashed his head on the way out. Is he okay?
I'm not sure yet. The arm covered in blood was the one that came into the house?
Yes.
Not Gregory's leaving the house.
No.
Okay. Next, did you hear any like strange sounds like rustling or growling or slobbering or crunching or munching?
There was growling.
Like a dog or like an angry man?
Like a creature. It almost had like an intelligence to it, like a man's, but it sounded so bestial.
This is gonna be weird, but you know how different things happen, like sense memories, when you're in a moment of terror. Was there some kind of smell? I'm just going off of a hunch here. Maybe something like a wet dog?
Good hunch.
No?
Are you sure? Did you cook garlic?
I don't know.
No.
I think there was just blood, the smell of blood.
Yeah, yes. Well, I look back at Trevor like, is there anything else you would want to know?
So you say that you did not hear it approach the house at all before
No.
it smashed the window?
Besides
Nothing.
growling.
It was the same for the other
Before.
families. Before, no. All the other families they said they heard nothing.
Now, does it usually get people by smashing through houses?
Well, before it just used to go through open windows and doors. That's why we started boarding them up, but it seems like it's getting strong.
Trevor,
seem-
Trevor looks at the body or thinks of the body, and he's like, "How much would you say your son weighed?" He's trying to get like a gauge of the strength of the creature.
In pounds or Other-
Rock gnomes, perhaps.
maybe 5 rock gnomes?
He looks at Facienda. He's like,
Okay, 4?
still quite
Oh,
impressive.
Definitely 4 now.
God, it's a shame. Facienda gets a faraway look in her eye. Like, ha.
As the other mother comes over, she's like, "Please, whoever you are, please stop this thing. We haven't before it kills all of us. Look, we have money, we have savings, we have other things we can give you." She pulls out a very nice knife. She's like, "This belonged to my father, and I think it can help." It's a very well-made knife. In fact, the hilt of it is gold trimmed, encrusted with even jewels and sketched with various designs. It could be elven, in fact. It's so nicely made.
Can I
Hold
roll
on,
something to
since
appraise
might
it?
be- Yeah, let's both do a little
Yeah.
appraisal to figure out. I just
We're
want to see
like,
if it's actually
I don't know. And then the knife comes out. We're like,
maybe. Well, all right. It's
Sure, make it
a
an-
great game.
History check. A history check.
21.
It is definitely a very old knife from one of the elven kingdoms, and most likely magical as well.
Nice.
She says, "This has been my family for generations, but if we all die, it's useless. Please, have to help us." And she looks at her 2 daughters next to her.
I said I used the cantrip message to Trevor to tell him like you should definitely take that knife. Like,
Trevor like kind of like gives her like this sly wink to the side, and he's like, "You know, my friends and I aren't really heroes, but when I look upon you and your darling daughters, something in me says that we have to step up and help you. But perhaps to help fortify our bravery, you could give us this knife now, and it could help us on the path to victory over this strange and brutal creature.
Well,
Persuasion
especially
check.
something so old and powerful.
Yeah, persuasion.
Persuasion, huh?
And as you
Okay.
do this, you see the old man
12.
Arthur also. Okay, 12. You see him also wander over. What's going on here? Hey, why are you making such a ruckus over here?
Well, we didn't make the ruckus, Arthur, but I heard you could tell us about the monster.
Monster? There's no monster over here.
What is it then instead?
Monster. I mean, there's like a hag. She makes blankets, evil blankets.
Well, yes, familiar with hags. Do the blankets do things like make you go crazy or turn you into something, or are they just very smelly?
They smell like human flesh.
So very smelly, yeah, bad for sure. What about this thing that's going around smashing windows? Do you know anything about that? And grabbing people up?
You're talking about the werewolf.
I was right. I was so right. Oh my God, I
Good
was
job,
right.
Hacienda.
Trevor, you heard me ask about the wet dog smell, right? You
I
heard
did.
that.
I
I
witnessed
was
your
on it.
glory.
Oh,
It was a werewolf. It was a werewolf. I think it used to be a fox.
Mr. What is your name?
My name's Arthur.
fox.
Arthur
Arthur.
Fenwick. Fenwick. Arthur
Boris,
Fenwick.
Boris comes in and says, "Is it a full moon now?" Is it a full moon right now?
Yeah, can we just look up?
Oh,
It
yeah?
is not. It is barely a sliver. of a
I
waxy.
wonder if it could be werewolf if there is no moon. That seems unlikely. I have a theory. Was there once, perhaps, right before this began, a hunter of some renown here who disappeared?
No hunter. There was that bard from Waterdeep.
Well, now hold on. Which bard from Waterdeep? As one in.
Oh. I don't know. I don't care anything about bards. He was
Yeah.
he just passed through. He said he's gonna build a cabin. He was a rich little turd. Anyway,
It's very likely Lucinda has slept with him and knows him well. Perhaps we could use this to our advantage.
It depends if he was handsome.
he seemed all right.
Yeah, well, I don't trust your judgment, smelly blanket man, so I'll be the judge of that.
As you're talking, Muriel's like, "Please, I mean, are you gonna get him, Gregory? And look, by the way."
Okay.
She's looking now. She's kind of like wandering. She's like, "If you're not gonna help, then," and she kind of runs back to her house, kind of following.
Boris gets very nervous and he whispers to Trevor, "We found her son without a head. I think the beast is a trophy hunter of some kind. I could not face her to tell her." He recedes a little bit.
Trevor looks troubled for a moment, and then he leans over to Hacienda and whispers that what Voris just said in her ear. And then, did he manage to liberate the knife?
What a shame.
Oh, for the 12, yes. She kind of looks at it hesitantly. You promise, right? Please.
But
We've
of
counted
course.
on you.
Absolutely.
She hands it over hesitantly. Please stop it.
Have the fur folk returned?
Let's get back
Yeah, what are the fur folk up to?
to hard cut.
Harvey and Sid.
Yeah, I think we'll join the group talking to the mothers.
What do you do with the body?
Nothing. I don't have nothing to do with the body, right?
Nope. Voris already covered it up a little bit. So
Should we check his pockets?
I kind of think so. Yeah, let's check the pockets.
Did have no use for coin.
There, so.
I'll go distract the mother. You check his pockets, Rogue.
we'll split it 50-50.
Okay. As you check his pockets, you do find 9 gold and a little bit of the flint and steel.
So I'm gonna tell Harvey that I found 4 gold and give him 2.
Well, I couldn't expect him to have much gold in this town, but nicely done. Oh, that's Hemingway.
As you're walking in, Muriel is heading towards your way, unless the other 3 are trying to stop her. She's.
Oh, we should stop her. Yeah, we definitely stop her.
Right, we need to find whoever this guy knows. He's totally dead. We didn't tell him.
Yeah, not me. Oh, not I.
So Trevor wants to stop Muriel as she's walking away, and he's going to be like, "Oh, one more question, please."
Did your son have a head before he was pulled to the window?
No,
It's important.
Wow, we've got great news.
Yes.
What was the question? Sorry, what?
Do you believe there's been any pattern in the victims that this creature has chosen? Did your son have a especially attractive head? Perhaps the most attractive head in this town?
Yes.
Not really. It's just seems random. Whatever it can get.
So maybe someone with really short legs who wasn't a fast runner would be the next person. I look over at Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor kind of grips that knife like a little tighter.
The new knife.
Mhm. Well, thank
Quinn
you.
kind of wanders out as you guys are inspecting. He's looking over at the body as well as you guys, or he's heading toward the body.
I'll ghost him.
Okay. As the fur folk are heading back, he's kind of like, "Well, that's new. It's never left a body, ever."
Barrett left your body. You just took a hand instead of your head.
What I mean is, none of the dead victims have ever been found. Just pools of blood.
I startled him.
Yeah, and I tried to chase him down, but he's too quick.
He's too quick for you. No one's too quick for you, Sid. Except
Good
for
head
Rabbit.
start.
Yeah, you don't count.
We know he's headed north, though. That's what we know.
Do we know which is faster, the hare or the cat?
Depends who's hungrier.
I'm pretty sure we had that race. When we had some downtime. What was the race? Okay, so the hare is faster than the cat. I lost the bet.
With all the abilities, with Step of the Wind as well.
Yeah, bugs.
Oh,
In
feline agility is pretty amazing too.
Depends on how long the race is.
True, yeah. Sprint or a marathon.
Very true.
Or injuries or not.
Who, Mr. Quinn, who is this hag who makes blankets?
Arthur would know that, maybe.
I tell you what, Arthur's is gone. I told you. He keeps talking about all kinds of creatures, but there's never been a hag in these parts. Maybe in the earlier part of his life. Not here.
I mean, there's always hags.
Well, perhaps there are, but we've never had problems with them.
Okay, well, maybe they're friendly hags.
And this bard who came and tried to buy or settle here, what of this fellow who disappeared?
Oh, I've heard about something, but never met him myself. Passed through a couple years ago.
Before all of this,
way before all of this. He, from what Arthur said, he said he was gonna settle down in peace and quiet, the forest, keep to himself.
Well, so maybe he's around. Or eaten.
Possibly. Or eaten.
Yes.
Or corrupted.
Or corrupted.
Is there some source of corruption in the Northwood?
We've been on there for 20 years. Never seen anything.
Is the Northwood where the bard settled?
According to Arthur, but again, it's Arthur. I don't know. The only thing up there is the Holly Forest.
Holly Forest.
Oh,
Do you have anything here made of silver besides the coins that we just gave you?
Takes a look at that dagger. By the way, Trevor, that is a +1 dagger. A magical weapon
Sick.
made of silver.
Ace.
I think Trevor hands it to either he shows it to Vorus and Obsidian Claw, and then he's like, maybe one of you two would be better with this weapon.
Not I.
I'm handy with dagger. That's my weapon of choice. And he like opens his cloak, and there's like daggers.
Yeah, Trevor holds up his cleaver. He's like, I prefer my trusted, the things that I have experience with. So here you are.
When you hand things to him, he snatches it. It's a never
Every
a
time.
calm take.
Well, you're welcome.
All right.
Muriel
Well-
starts to move again. She's like, are you going to help or what? He's out there.
Muriel, did no one tell her? Is this really what we're gonna do?
I was hoping to bring her some good news. Perhaps that we avenged her son.
Avenged? What do you
Oh.
mean?
Muriel, I grab her by the shoulder and try to lead her into her house while talking to her calmingly.
Make a athletics check.
Athletics.
Yeah.
No. Could I do a persuasion if I say, listen, Muriel, there's something that I really need to tell you. And I think it would be better for you to hear alone.
Try persuasion. Okay.
Sick. You're for sure it's persuasion, right? Sick, because then it's a 25.
25. Okay, she starts to move past you. She's like, what could be important right now? My son is out there.
Yeah, well, it is about him, and you will prefer to have some privacy for it.
Hurry up and tell her son is dead so we can go.
Shut up, rabbit. Go dig a carrot.
She hears this, falls to her knees. She's like, no. Just kind of gets a blank look on her face. She starts to sob.
Don't worry, we'll avenge him.
These nasty-looking fellows are going to go out there and kill the monster that did this to your son. And then I'm sure they're going to give you some kind of keepsake of his that will help you to forever remember him. And in fact, there is even a body to bury. So at least in that regard, you and he are luckier than most. You can bless it. I can give it whatever rights I know, and we can put him to rest in a way that was not available to the others. Right? Doesn't that at least sound like some kind of dull gray lining to all of this?
He also died doing what he loved, eating breakfast.
I do
He'll
love
find
breakfast.
cooking. That's the last thing
It's
he'll
dinner. But whatever.
Dinner.
He didn't like dinner.
Oh, well, I'm sure he likes nights quite a lot.
You see as she kind of just like fumbles it out like a coin purse.
Mhm.
Just please avenge me. Avenge my son.
That's exactly what the big scary man
She drops
had.
another 50 gold into your pocket.
Say, I just keep that. I pocket listen. I'm talking to her. I just grab that in my hand and slip
Oh
that in
my
my
God.
coat pocket.
If this is enough to convince you, please go. Before he catches another one of us.
Is Emily still standing around in the street?
Emmeline, yeah, she's still there. She's just kind of folding her arms, like hugging her daughters, listening to Quinn and Cedric talk quietly.
Boris is going to lurk up to her, and say, with a stiff bow and a wipe of the weeping under his eyes, he's going to say, I am Boris. It is suggested you know something of this beast, the creature.
I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard the first few nights gruntings coming from around the houses. I tried to warn some people, but nobody seemed to think anything was wrong.
When did it begin?
About a month ago.
Was there anything that happened before this thing became a problem? Any one person disappear, or any bad news from the forest?
It was nothing. It was just, well, there was one person, a hunter, was hit first. And Robert was out in the woods and he just never returned. My husband.
Ooh, rough.
I'm very sorry.
He claimed he had been feeling something watching him while he was hunting just before it happened. He said it was getting closer, but he could never track down what it was.
Boris is going to bow stiffly and turn to the others and say, we must go into the north forest and explore.
It seems to me like we perhaps have two choices. One, we go and speak to the hag or find the hag, or two, we go to the Holly Forest. But if we do go to the forest, perhaps we should have some sort of plan of action. Are we going to just walk around and make as much noise as we can until it finds us? Or should we put out the prettiest head that we have in our party as bait, while the rest of us lay in ambush? Or
That
perhaps
would
there's
be
another idea.
Lucinda's head, then.
I mean, I quite think that my own head is attractive, but I will give you this one.
It is.
I think it would be better to give it prey that can't run away, so I'd prefer to substitute the talking bowling pin over there.
Oh. Is that?
Listen, I don't want
Obsidian?
to be big. I'm sorry, I was rude. No, he's clearly not a bowling pin.
Well,
You
I
mean-
never.
Bowling pins are I'm black. Bowling pins are white.
Exactly.
We could use some other form of bait, and he like looks over at the headless body.
I cough loudly over that.
Muriel, come over here. I have something to talk to you about.
Yeah, well, great, thanks, excellent.
Trevor's going to take her home.
Wait, Trevor, Quinn says there is no hag. That
Oh.
Arthur is, yes. Perhaps you could find, one of you, the truth of this. Is there a hag?
Well, I'd rather feel unsafe splitting up in this town.
I'll be honest, even if there is a hag, from my personal experience and knowledge, she's not going to help us. And
So we're going north then.
we're kind of, that would be like having the option to just step in a fire and instead choosing to bathe in oil and then step in the fire if we did go approach the hag to go kill a werewolf. So
Hmm.
I'm not really a fan of going to go kill the werewolf myself.
Is there a smith who could silver our weapons?
Smart idea, chap.
Was he?
Cedric kind of looks at you. He's like, there was, but
Oh,
not anymore.
Is there a smith's apprentice who could silver our weapons?
They got them both on the same night.
What's the chances?
Did he happen to leave his keys to the smith shop that maybe there's some silver that we could use to maybe silver our own weapons?
What about his brother and his wife?
We're not really in the habit of silvering anything. We usually spend it on food. But if you would like to use your own silver, and if any of you have your own knowledge on smelting, and maybe you could give it a go. Sure, it'd take only a couple hours or so.
Hey, Trevor, aren't you like knowledgeable about that stuff?
I'm afraid I specialize in the art of cooking, not smithing.
I mean, it's like cooking metal.
Yeah, just make metal soup.
I could give it a try. I could certainly improvise. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other hand, a couple of hours, I really feel like I don't want to be in this town for more than one day now that the only eligible bachelor is indisposed.
Yes, I
So-
agree.
Why don't we let Sid go first? Because he knows where to go. And then Harvey can go second because he's the fastest and he could punch him in the head or something to give us a minute. And then the unpleasant one, Boris, goes third. And I'll go last. And then you just go wherever you fit, Trevor.
I like this plan. I shall go in the middle. It's very strategic for our group.
Yes.
Are we taking he like sort of points at the body but without Muriel seeing? Okay.
I send you a message. I send message. I'm like, who's going to carry it? Like, looking at you and me and discounting everybody else here. Like, I'm not doing it.
Trevor looks at who seems to be the strongest member of the party? Who's got the biggest muscles?
That's willing to carry a body? Probably Sid.
Sid?
What? No, my strength is minus.
Oh, in that case,
Oh god, are we a weak
absolutely
party?
nobody. Yeah.
Boris is very strong.
Okay.
The muscles are hidden under a very shaggy bearskin cloak, but he is strong.
He's unwilling though, right? Is that
no.
the
No, I do not wish to be caught with my hands full. I wish to have my hands free.
Too bad
what-
we can't get Quinn's hand.
I mean, he's got
I-
another.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't lend it to me for anything previously, so I highly doubt we'll be able to get it for this.
I could drag on a sledge the body. This I could do.
I really
Or
feel like
we
would be bad enough.
we could bring Gregory's hand.
What if we just take some of this blood and we rub it on Boris's furs, and then he's the bait.
Hmm.
Can't smell
I
worse.
think we are the bait.
Quinn kind of looks at you. He's like, he doesn't really like to go for dead things. If that's what your plan is,
Hmm.
much prefers to take a living.
Thank you,
Um,
Quinn.
We've tried traps, like I said. I've tried many traps. I've found them deactivated.
Hmm.
So face into singing then.
Alone,
suggest
singing
that,
in the woods,
Singing in the
Stay.
woods.
sauntering forward. A delicious sight.
Perhaps we outfit Cinda with a red hood, and she singing can traipse through the paths of the forest.
Good luck,
What?
kid.
Yes.
Yes. And Trevor pulls out like this little pouch from a pocket like deep within his jacket, and he says, "Ah," and then he like pulls out like a handful of different spices from it, and he's like, "I believe I can make her more delicious using my talents. A little bit
Once
of
again?
pepper on your brow, a little bit of salt,
do not
perhaps."
get near me.
Mm.
I pull out the rapier that I've been carrying this entire time and just keep you on the other end of it.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Now, listen, I'm already delicious enough as it is. Thank you very much. You keep those spices over there unless you've got something like lavender. But
Lavender, perhaps. Here you go.
Rose,
Mm.
And Rose.
have you had this the whole time and I've just been bathing in river water? What is wrong with you?
It is a magical sack.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
He has a magical sack.
a handy spice pouch.
I prefer that term better. Yes.
Mm.
Quinn kind of looks at you. He's like, "Look, this is the first time we've ever seen it leave tracks, but we've seen our party, as I told you before. It only is active at night. If you wait till morning, it may not be around."
Well, Quinn, would you
Basically.
like to come with us?
He kind of holds up his arm. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
would
you're
love
the
to.
one who knows its ways. Come on, Quinn. Get
I know the
some-
way it bites.
Good town.
if That's what you mean.
And come and protect me. I wanna
And you
try
could
and
lead,
persuade
Quinn.
him.
Make a persuasion check.
Yes.
Do we have a red hood for Quinn? We need a red hood for
I'm just
got a
gonna like,
24.
Trevor's just gonna pat him on the shoulder and like just quietly rub a little bit of spice into Quinn.
Little sleight of hand.
Yeah.
On the persuasion to get Quinn to join us.
24?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hold your hand the entire time, the bad one, so you can shoot with the good one.
Kind of looks like he's like, well, guess I'm pretty useless as a hunter anyway now. Let's go.
Good job,
Pulls off his
Quinn.
axe in
More
his left
salt.
hand, his offhand,
Yeah.
and
I'm sure he'll be
starts
fine.
marching to the forest. He's like, "You coming or not?"
That'll happen.
Coming.
Right behind you.
Yes. Here,
I
have
just wanna
this.
say, after that, I always imagined Facinda looking like, you remember the Disney movie Enchanted where the princess fell out of the animated world into the real one?
Mm.
I imagine Facinda looks like that, so her in like a red hood dancing around singing songs in a clearly horror setting is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
Very nice. All right.
So as the party continues, Sid is going to be not with the group, but perhaps 30 feet to the side of the group, but following along
Okay.
in his black cloak with his black fur.
All right. Well,
Very-
Quinn starts following the trail that is left. You guys walk for about 30 minutes and take a left turn straight into the west of the forest, excuse me. And then it turns again, going north. And then seems to take a couple more turns. Go ahead and roll perception.
Everyone?
Who's behind Quinn, by the way?
Is he leading?
Yes.
Wait, actually, could we establish the order, the walking order for positive right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like
good call.
come back to that later. Because
So who's
Facinda would
second?
definitely be, like at the back.
Probably Harvey, because he's
Okay.
fast. 22
Okay.
perception.
22.
24.
19.
Very nice. All right. And what's the order? We have Harvey, we have Quinn, Harvey, and then
Boris.
Boris.
Trevor after that.
Facinda's last, and Sid is off from the party, right?
Yes, 30 feet to the side of the party.
Which side?
Right side.
Yeah. Well, good
All
to know.
right. After a few more turns, starting to get into the deep forest, the moonlight is almost completely blocked out by the branches up, but there is some light pouring in. Yes.
On the way
Facinda.
there, oh no, not yet. Sorry. I forgot that Bardic Inspiration only lasts 10 minutes.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well, as Quinn follows this trail through the forest, with your perception, you notice that he's following the trail, but it seems to be purposely winding and misleading. And about an hour after your journey into the forest, Quinn kind of looks up. He's like, I think I'm a bit lost. And as you get into the dense forest, it's overgrown with underbrush and tall spruce trees. The woods are strangely quiet where you stop. Thick black clouds roll over the moon, blocking out all light.
Boris makes a game of closing his eyes and trying to pinpoint exactly where Sid is.
But can you see me?
His blind
No.
sight.
He's not close enough.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Trevor wants to go up to Quinn, and he is like, "Oh well, good try. Here, take a quick break and drink this." And he hands him like this little poultice of honey and basil. Drink it good.
okay.
Marinating him from the inside.
Sure.
Yeah, you know.
He drinks it. For you that have dark vision, it is very dim. You can still see a little bit into the woods, but it is blocked off and extremely dense. And basically, following in Quinn's footsteps, confusion has set in, and you feel like you're walking in circles. Something feels wrong as well.
God, I
So,
really want to
Does
see.
anybody have any light? I don't exactly have any way to see right now.
Yikes, let me see. I could give you a torch.
I also have a torch. I could also make a bonfire.
Boris is going to step just about 10 feet away from the others in the direction of Sid and just eyes closed perceive. And he just needs a little space for his big weapon.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh yeah, Chris, could I try and roll an insight to see if maybe we have walked into a trap?
Yes, please.
I've been told lots of times that this thing is really clever.
Yeah.
Sometimes just sitting in the back,
Okay.
singing to myself quietly because I don't want to get bitten first.
Mason is at the back, right?
Oh, yeah. I gave
Okay.
you a candle, Harvey.
Candle. How useful.
I just got a 10 for insight.
A 10. All right.
Yeah. Not great.
Well, as you're looking around, you can't quite figure out in time that it is a trap, but you do hear a crack of a branch underfoot about 60 feet back.
Oh,
And out of the corner of your eye, as you're trying to figure this out, you spot him as the moonlight passes through the clouds once again. A man is following you, brandishing a knife that glints radiantly. As you take notice of him, he gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint.
can I cast
Yes?
Fairy Fire on him?
Go ahead. What does he have to roll?
He has a dexterity saving throw.
And what's the range on it?
It's not going to be great for me because I got to wait for him to get close. Hopefully it'll help everyone else. Range is 60 feet. No, so he's just in range, right? You said he was 60 feet back.
Yes.
Yeah, so his dexterity saving throw of 14.
14? He
Mhm.
gets a 14 exactly.
Oh.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, then everything
As-
else where he was is lit up.
Okay. As he passes
can I-
through the fairy fire running at you,
Can I bonus action face step?
Are we in initiative yet?
Yeah, and then go into initiative.
Does
the clouds move over the moon once again. Goes dark.
Excellent. Please come at me.
And go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, Facinda.
That's fine. Let's see how a very low number does.
Sylvie, do we have any advantages? Plus,
There's no Sylvie here to save you.
Oh god, somebody help us.
That was a 3.
No.
Whoa.
A 3.
Dice plus 1, and I have nothing else because
All right.
my other
So-
bonus actions.
The last thing you see before the moon covers is this creature getting onto all fours and breaking in a sprint. As the darkness creeps up, you don't hear anything as
Cool.
you feel the breath. The moonlight peers through once again, and you can see he's almost upon you now. There's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
All right, cool.
He's brandishing a
ice
knife.
cream. So there's that.
And it is indeed a man. And you feel frightened.
is he a handsome man?
It's
Ooh,
Is he ripped?
now hold on.
As he's charging at her, she just feels love.
So important. I'm afraid, but not what you'd think I'm afraid of.
You are
Oh,
paralyzed
man.
for 1 minute.
Oh, that is a long
that-
time.
Oh my
You can
god.
make a save at the end of your turn on each throw.
Yeah.
But everybody else sees him coming charging, covered in blood.
Step toward it.
And it does look like a man. And it's not an ugly man either. Quite okay. Not handsome, but not ugly. Just
Also
covered.
single.
And I don't know. What
Have
about
a wife back home. Oh,
Yay.
God.
Inside check for singleness.
yeah for singleness? Yang Yang, would you think that's a good place to take a break?
Ooh, I think this is an excellent place to take a
As
break.
everybody, why don't we all roll for initiative first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we need our tokens before we roll for initiative?
Yes. Let me.
Does that mean I can roll again?
No.
Natural 1 for a 6.
Oh,
The one time I have a
Maybe
character with a
that's
good
a plus
initiative.
Right.
I don't think I can click on it. I can't click on Vorus. I can click on the hair.
Hair. Where's Boris?
He just went away.
Oh, some.
Vorus
Where's-
vanished. He was there. Now he's gone. Oh, now he's way up in the.
Is
Yeah,
somebody to lead him?
Somebody's moving him around.
Oh, that's
Oh, wait, is that the beast? No, that's the beast.
Beast
Yeah, I
isn't
guess
here yet.
no Vorus token yet.
Oh, okay. I'll pull that up.
Unless that's the beast.
Do you want to go to break and then we'll do initiative
Yeah.
and we'll just
Yeah,
reveal it
yeah.
afterwards?
Good point. Yes.
Yes.
As
Okay.
you see the creature coming towards you, we'll go to break.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
I will go to the break, and we have a special video to show people. And then, do you want to take a 5-minute or 10-minute break? What do you think?
Up to you. What do you?
10-minute, if you don't mind. I have to let my dogs outside.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta take care of the dogs.
Okay. Before you tell it the dog's outside, you might want to watch this video though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to break. We will be back in 10 minutes.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife. It's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods, Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport, Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself, stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Gnawing off your leg.
Quiet, quiet.
Living to the cottage.
Quiet, quiet.
Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside. Shia LaBeouf. Sharpening an axe. Shia LaBeouf. But he doesn't hear you enter. Shia LaBeouf. You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife from Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney. Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise, there's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu. Body slam superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but the blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left. You cut him to the right. You catch him in the neck. You're chopping off his head now. Just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
Hey, we're back. You okay,
Yo.
man?
Hello, everybody.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh my goodness.
So it sounded like we wanted to maybe pick a winner, one of the dice sets right now.
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're gonna pick one.
Just
giveaway
one right
winner.
now.
Yeah, one of a dice set, winner's choice from the site. Anything we have.
All right, can I get a dramatic drum roll, everybody, even those of you out there in the internet land? I'm gonna pick a winner, and it is going to be Lord Malik Zaiden. Congratulations!
Hi. That's a badass name.
Yeah, that's a badass name. Well, even if they're not there, I will just DM them
Heck yeah.
and figure it out.
Cool.
Sweet, heck yeah. Okay, put me in the DM or poke me if it's on something else on Twitch.
I'm gonna slide in their DMs. Yep, sounds good.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to shout out. I think it was Moonbow also donated. So thank you so much for that. Thanks, Moonbow.
Thank you.
At least on our goal. I'm sure there's others on your goals if they have.
Excellent. Oh, that's so great. Thank you, Moonbow. But yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna do another giveaway draw for another set of dice sometime very soon, maybe in an hour. We don't know. And then at the end of this stream, we're going to draw a winner that for a phoenixdice scroll. Who has it? Someone hold it up. And 2 sets of dice to fill it.
There's also a picture of it right down there, right
There you
now.
go. Oh,
Look,
there's
look,
a
look.
picture of it. Yes, there is. Oh, that
Oh,
is.
right
That's
here.
it.
Look, in the upper left.
There you go. But yes, at the end of this stream, we've got one of those scrolls and 2 sets, winner's choice, any set we have on the site. But that's not all. Want to tell us about the rest of the ExtraLife stuff? And when we're doing that?
Sure. So we also have one of the dice portfolios being pictured down below right now. And it can hold 5 sets of dice.
Whoa.
So we are going to
Oh.
give you one of those portfolios plus 5 sets of dice of your choice off of phoenixdice.com's website.
Wow, cool.
She's got
Fully loaded.
over 100 different selections of dice, so you are sure to find something that you want. Oh yeah, show that off, Lursen. Looks so good.
Sexy.
See, that's what we should be using as bait to capture Shia.
Yes. So yes, that's going to be drawn at the end of the ExtraLife stream day, right?
Yes, at the end of all 24 hours, we're going to do a drawing for that. Also, if our team hits 50% of our overall fundraising goal, which it looks like we have,
Nice.
we are going to do a second drawing for a second set of that portfolio. And if we hit 100%, we will do a third one, plus give away a one-shot with the Dungeon Scrawlers.
Nice.
Very cool.
Oh, that's so fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also, I mean, there's just like so many things to talk about. And there's more. And wait. Phoenix Dice is super generous. So once again, she is also doing a discount code right now. That is ExtraLife, uppercase, all one word, for 10% off your entire purchase. 20% of that purchase goes to ExtraLife. And then that stacks on top of the ongoing Christmas sale that she's got going on.
That's right. The Christmas
Amazing.
thing. It's insane. So because everybody wanted like free stuff. Starting at $25, we start putting extra goodies in your package. So $25 gets a free set of dice. $50 gets a free set of dice and a tray, and it just keeps compiling with more and more loot. So get in there. It stacks with that 10% discount, and we're donating to ExtraLife.
Yeah, it's great for a great
Cool.
cause. You get a big old box, like a present to yourself or a present for other people. Like, who does not love getting a box just full of D&D goodies?
Dice.
Moonbow Rose would like to know how to enter the giveaways.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So there should be 2 commands, like right down there below the giveaway slideshow. One is !gimme, that's GIMME, and the other one is !enter. Entry is free, void where prohibited. Good luck.
And entering once gets you into all the giveaways?
Gimme is for the giveaway for this session. Enter is for the giveaway for the entire day, for the portfolio.
Wow.
Yay!
Awesome.
Exciting! It's awesome.
And last but not least, if you're here for the Idle Champions code, we have an Electrum chest code over there in that down corner, bottom left corner.
We love Codename.
We do. We do.
Codename.
They're so good to us.
Let's do a recap then.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let me just. So you're walking through the woods. There's no one around, and the sun is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him, Shiloh LaBeouf. He's following you about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you. Shiloh LaBeouf. You're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. There's blood everywhere.
Everywhere on Shiloh LaBeouf.
So, that's pretty much the recap. This group of people wandered into a village that's been hard hit by some kind of creature, killing almost everybody. They boarded up their windows and doors, trying to avoid this fate, and, well, this group of anti-heroes have decided to take up the call, rush into the forest, and now they're facing the creature as they roll for initiative.
Oh, should I open the box now?
Please do.
Okay.
Let's have a
Sorry.
Shiloh surprise if we shall.
Danny
Shiloh
wanted to
surprise.
do it before I did. So this is the box we received before the game for the chat. All right, you gotta go. Sorry, bud.
But Dandy.
He wanted to get to it first.
Every
Okay.
other Tuesday.
Hit. One. No, that's three.
Oh my goodness! What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Three. This is great. Okay. Oh God.
This is like now become one of those unboxing streams.
Yeah, really. Oh my God. It happened very easily, but
Is it heavy?
so.
Does it feel
okay,
good?
here we go. No, it's very light. It doesn't make a sound.
Weird.
So
Are there air holes on it?
there are not, but there is. As you can see, the box is really light. It doesn't make a sound. There's blood red tape and packing foam everywhere inside.
Ooh.
We wanted to make sure it was well hidden. Very
There's
well.
nice.
there's a single box in the box for collectible miniatures, and I'm sure it's gonna be not what we all think that it is. It is, in
Mimic.
fact, more paper.
Oh,
You.
I'm surprised.
I'm already surprised. Oh my God! Wait. Oh God. Kevin,
This is done
what?
by our good friend Kevin, who is a professional miniature painter here in town.
Ooh.
I was
He knows how to wrap
I
minis.
asked him if he painted
And he
it.
knows
He's
how
like,
to wrap
no, I didn't.
Ooh.
Well, I've got good news and bad news, guys. The bad news is there's blood everywhere.
Oh.
Oh my.
Can you use your camera to focus on it?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, cool.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
That's amazing.
Oh,
you cannot see his face. Maybe you can kind of see it. It's horrific.
Oh,
That's
that is
horrific.
rough.
Blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere. It's really big for a miniature, like in the palm.
This
of
actually
my
comes from a board game that he kickstarted, and the name of the miniature is Actual Cannibal.
That's amazing. That's actually what I envisioned in my head.
This is
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, this dude is huge. Dandy, no, not the computer. No.
Uh-oh.
So is this creature covered in its own blood, or is it the blood of others?
He
The
also
blood of
has like
others.
a stab thing in his back. I don't know. If you
Yes,
saw
in
that.
his kidney.
or both.
Right.
Mm.
He has what?
Is a knife
Sorry.
sticking out of his kidney.
Oh, jeez.
It's in the song.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat is trying to front with Shiloh Buff. I'm gonna go hide him in the box.
Yeah.
Actual cannibal about to meet actual cat. This is incredible and upsetting.
Cool.
I
This is so good.
I don't like
Evan,
that.
if you're watching, amazing.
Yeah, you can have the box, Danny.
Right. Well
So,
then,
Yep.
we've rolled initiative. We're starting off with
Yes.
Trevor, followed by Sid, then Shiloh, to avoid any
Shiloh.
problems.
Yes,
Shiloh.
Shiloh. Oh, boof. Please
Yeah.
get it right.
Trevor.
My box? Do you want to see my box?
what are you gonna do?
I don't see the beast yet.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Does Trevor actually see this beast? Does he like realize what's
I
happening?
screamed.
Good question.
And point.
She did scream and point. It is true.
I still can't control Harvey, and I should be right behind Quinn.
Okay, let me see. It says, oh, that's why.
It's Shiloh LaBeouf.
Okay.
Thank you.
So having dark vision.
Yeah,
I think-
sorry, you are behind Quinn. Quinn is up here. You're heading up.
Okay.
Shiloh's coming from behind.
Oh, what a jerk! He's coming up behind you.
Oh my God, the internet is voting Shiloh will beat us.
I voted as well, and I think he's gonna win as well.
First of all, hurtful. Second of all, his chances against Facinda are very good.
Well, it's Trevor.
Okay. So,
So,
having turned around, Trevor spots the creature. He has dark vision, so he can see him. He's going to take a 5-foot step forward,
okay.
and then he's going to pull out the cleaver on his backpack and throw it at the creature.
The cleaver, or does he have multiple cleavers?
The cleaver. And that is going to be a 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, does not hit as it slices over past his ear.
Oh,
Focused
But,
intently on Facinda.
you see the cleaver like twirling in the air, and then it makes a loop and then returns back to Trevor, and he catches it.
Nice.
Cool.
It's a returning weapon.
Very cool.
Right. Sid. Oh, do you have anything else? Are you moving further or bonus actions or anything?
No, but I think he's gonna yell, "He's impossible to hit!"
Yes.
So Sid is still hidden. I don't think Shiloh sees him.
No, does not. And you have somebody within 5 feet as well, so.
Excellent. Okay, so he is carrying a short bow, and from the darkness he's going to whip out an arrow. For, let's see, that is an 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Excellent. 18 to hit is 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay, got it.
And in the darkness you hear like a and then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. With that strike, you hear. Do you have anything else?
Nope. I'm
Did you
going to
do sneak
scooch
attack,
a little
by the way?
bit. Sorry?
Did you do sneak attack as well?
Oh, right. I am hidden. He has no idea.
No, he does not.
You
You also had
Guys.
advantage because you're hidden. Did you do advantage?
Oh, I should. Oh, that's right. What am I even doing? I'm in the dark by myself, and I just rolled a nat 1. So
Oh no!
Use the
no,
best
that was
of what
the
you
advantage. So
All right.
I was hoping I would get a crit, but whatever. And sneak attack is an additional 8 damage.
Okay. You hit him pretty hard, and you see as he growls as we move to his turn.
No.
He's going to
Okay.
strike 3 times.
3 times.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Can he be
He's
convinced
brandishing a knife.
to? No.
Shia LaBeouf.
It's a, not too good. It's a 15 to hit.
Oh, my AC is 15.
No.
Very
Oh,
good.
and you're paralyzed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Paralyzed with fear.
So roll 2 more times.
Isn't that like an instant
Okay.
crit, or am I thinking of incapacitated?
No, that's if you're down.
Yeah, it's if
okay.
you're down already, yeah. So it is advantage, but it was a 15 and a 22 to hit.
Well, it's weird. The 22 missed.
Oh, okay. That is weird.
Only odd numbers hit her. It's weird.
That would be amazing. That would be just like the best level 20 feet.
That would be awesome.
I feel like you can only affect me on odd numbers.
So
It seems like a
that
real Fae
is
thing too.
Yeah.
16 points of damage
Oh,
as he slashes
cool.
into you twice. And
Moonbow is cheering for Shia.
Thanks, Moonbow.
15
What
or
is your
20.
community? What is your community?
Exactly.
Pure
Moonbow
chaos.
Usually about the players, but in this case, I think Shiloh wins.
Yeah, the car-
Satana's also okay. Oh my god, guys. 2
Pure
people
chaos.
voted that we will win. Only 2.
So that was 15 slashing, right? I told you that? Good?
Yeah,
Okay. And then
sure did.
if you have no allies that are not incapacitated, that is really confusing wording. Not incapacitated within 5 feet. Okay, don't worry about it. It's fine. It doesn't make sense.
Sick.
But he does go for his third, his actual cannibal attack, and goes to bite you.
Oh my gosh.
He rolls
This
a
is what I was
25
telling everyone. I'm
to hit.
extremely
Oh
biteable.
no!
Ah,
I'm
Does
sorry
is-
for spicing you. So
7 points of necrotic damage,
I
and
regret.
he gains hit points.
Oh.
And like gets
oh
stronger,
my god.
This
in your
is.
blood.
Oh man.
However, being hit
Okay.
out of the shadows by the tabaxi, he sprints as fast as he can, which is 60 feet out of back into the forest.
Wow.
Well,
Oh, oh.
I have 2
And-
hit points left, Buster. So you gotta fight harder than that next time.
Oh.
That was
Oh,
weak.
No. Go for the others. They're much more delicious.
Yes. Here. Okay. Into the forest. He goes 60 feet. That is his turn.
Oh my god.
All right. Moving along. Lucinda, if you wish to try and break out of your paralysis.
I would love to do that. Thank you for offering. Um, still a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
How's a 12?
You are unfortunately shocked into doing nothing.
I'll just stay here and bleed to death. It's okay.
All right. Moving along. Harvey. Followed by Boris.
All right. I don't know that Harvey wants to run into the woods after Charlotte LaBeouf after he just almost one-shot his good friend here. So I think he's going to interpose himself between her and where he just ran into the woods. And he doesn't have any time of healing, so I guess he'll hold an attack if he comes within range.
Okay. Boris, followed by Trevor.
Okay. Boris is going to move here. And he's going to hold his action with his spear in both hands. He has a heavy glaive, two-handed weapon, and he's going to stand and wait for it to draw within 20 feet, in which case he'll use the rest of his move and attack.
Okay. Trevor.
Okay, so Trevor is going to get to the other side of Hacienda, and he's going to use a healing word. And that that word, yeah, he's gonna cast and it's going to be 7 points of healing.
That's how much he bit me for.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anything else?
Facinda's eyes don't look thankful.
So,
Sid.
handing off a potion, would that be an action or like a bonus action? I can't remember.
So the way we play it in our games is that if you force feed a healing potion to somebody or any other potion, then they have to roll for it. If you do a whole action, then they just get the full healing.
So, as an alchemist, I get to make like a concoction, but I don't want to take it. I want to give it to somebody else, and they can take it whenever they want. So, what would that be? Like, I just want to hand them the bottle.
Just hand it to him, a bonus action.
Okay. He hands it to Vorus, and he says, "Drink this if you feel the need is dire." It's dire.
Thank you. And is it a free action to just shove that into his belt?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
That's the end for me.
Cool. Sid.
Well, no one can see me. I'm hiding. So I'm going to I am going to move around in the woods though. So let me see. I'm gonna move 30 feet in this direction. That and that is all. I will also hide. Hiding behind a tree.
Is that a log? Are we basically partly taking cover behind a log from any attack from the north?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a half cover.
Oh, nice.
What Quinn is doing in all
Sorry?
of this.
Can't hear you.
Can I ask what Quinn is doing in all of this?
Yeah, he also made a wisdom saving throw and got an 8.
Oh,
What's up, dude?
Oh, he's quivering as he looks at his hand and looks at the shadow.
I'm
did he
here with
drink
you.
the honey?
He did drink the honey, yes.
Okay.
It smells delicious.
Okay, good.
Every breath is a puff of fragrant food smell.
All right.
Walking
Well,
past the
Shiloh, standing on the edge of the wood, takes a meaningful look at his knife, then had his stab wound or his arrow wound in his kidney, and then his other hand, which is empty. You just hear axe, and he dashes off to the north at 120 feet.
Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
So bad.
And for the moment, unless you decide to follow, you are out of initiative.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
You get the idea that he's coming back with another weapon.
Sure do.
Okay.
All right, friends. What the heck was that? That was not a werewolf.
Actual cannibal Shiloh both.
Oh, I've heard of this legendary
I
creature.
freak out. It's a famous bardic song. We thought it was just legend. The whole thing's terrifying. That's why I'm so taking a minute to recover myself. That and the immense amounts of blood I lost from that devastating attack.
You gonna be all right?
Quinn.
Well, don't know.
Finn snaps out of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did you recognize the face of this man thing?
I recognized his movement, yes. It's the first time I've seen him.
I
Clearly.
mean, was it a man you knew?
I believe it was that bard they were speaking of.
Shiloh was the bard. Oh my god.
An entertainer.
Oh,
the
that's
Holly.
what happened to him.
I don't think
Oh.
it was fun.
We entering the Hollywood?
Yes, that is correct. We are.
Oh my god. How did I not put that together? Oh my god.
Oh, well
I'm
done.
not gonna lie, this
So
seems
good.
almost
Well done.
as much as being bitten by a cannibal.
Wait,
It's on the same level.
if we find him again and he's got a paper bag over his head, it says "not a cannibal anymore."
Yeah.
I want to know what it do, so I'll believe it.
Can I like search my memory as Trevor to see if I know anything about like a weakness of Shias or cannibals? Super
Yes.
cannibals?
Sure. They are not very.
Weak.
They're very. Oh, what's the word? Yeah.
Not very
The
weak.
opposite.
Red
Yes.
They are obsessive. Obviously, their behavior is very obsessive. Once they get focused on a task, it's hard for them to observe the world around them.
Well, Facienda. It just so happens that I know that cannibals are obsessive, so once they choose a target, they will happen to just have only eyes for that target.
I
Or
have that
do
effect
any-
on men all the time. All I have is that. I'm already married. It's fine. It works every time. I've got a boyfriend.
Oh.
Go and roll an intelligence check as well.
Me or everybody?
Yeah, Trevor.
20. Dirty 20.
Basically, if you can get him to investigate or spend time doing something, he might be vulnerable.
Ah. He shares that
For
with the rest of the
example,
group.
If he's going back for his axe, he might be vulnerable.
Yeah, we should probably chase him down. It's upsetting to say, though.
Who has the best tracking skills among us?
Where's the cat?
Where is the cat?
Sid?
Good question.
Well, if somebody has a light source in their hands, then what you can see is like those two glowing eyes in the darkness.
I had a candle, but I spilled wax all over my hands, and it went out.
Sorry, I just had the candle. I guess I have so many instruments. Yep.
Are you
That's all I
offering
have.
him an instrument as a light source?
No, just as a source of comfort in these trying times.
Okay. Because I think Trevor was like ready to light a torch and then light one of your instruments on fire.
No. This is light for the soul, not for those without dark vision. Could you not eat my dice, please? Thank you.
Well, I'll just light a torch. It's fine. Thanks for the candle, though, and the secondary burns.
You're welcome.
Boris is he is looking for the tracks. He's got a 17 tracking survival.
Perfect. You see that where this arrow struck him, he is now leaving a trail of blood, and in a hurry to retrieve this weapon, he has not been careful. You see it leads directly north.
It seems he goes north as anticipated.
We'd better hurry. He moved like incredibly swiftly, like almost swifter than that monk that we have.
Honestly, it was very upsetting. I have to be honest.
Yes, nothing should move that fast. Not until at least level 10.
Mm-hmm.
We have to try to beat him to the axe, or else our window, our opportunity of attack will be closed.
How can we possibly arrive before him? He seems twice our speed.
Well, let me help. And I use a Mantle of Inspiration, which as a bard lets me spend a bardic inspiration to give everybody 4 other people 4 temporary hit points. And
Nice.
immediately use their reaction to move up to their speed.
Ooh,
Nice.
Ooh.
I'll start running
Perfect.
like, right now with an extra 5 temporary hit points, except for
All
Quinn.
right.
Except for Quinn.
so you
Bye,
can
Quinn.
move
People.
your speed 3 times, basically. Okay.
For Quinn, perhaps Trevor could be carried, and Quinn could carry him and move with the swiftness.
For a moment, Trevor looks indignant, but then he thinks about it, and he's like, "Yeah, that's work for me. I'm for this." And then he like raises his arms up and looks up, and he waits to be picked up.
Quinn is like,
It's of like
Right.
a
What?
small man being like, carry me.
Yes.
what? Oh, okay.
Sick.
He picks you up kind of like awkwardly, like this. Doesn't know what to do. Like he's never held a baby child before.
He has one hand. You can't hold him like that.
Oh.
He has one stump.
Yeah, stump
It
in
feels
the,
it's
stump
very
in the
awkward.
armpit
Yeah,
or something.
just poking it directly in.
This is most uncomfortable, but I guess I'll have to accept it.
For everyone.
All right,
Right.
so
Let's go.
Go.
move.
But everybody, don't forget, add that you have 5 temp hit points, because trust me, he will mow through them.
Yeah.
Five
that's
or
a
10.
lot.
5.
Okay.
With this
I can do
wound,
another one, but
if
it only lasts a minute, so I'm gonna wait till we're closer.
Vorus is continuing to track, you see that this wound has actually slowed him down, and the blood is closer together now. where it's dripping from. He's only moving at about double his speed, so dashing normal about 80 feet total.
Well, we have two that can beat that.
Yes.
As you rush to it, you go through the forest and you come upon a cabin in the woods.
I'm sure it's fine. Who's leading the charge?
I feel like I'm missing other.
Do we think we've beaten him there?
Did we outrace the blood?
You see the trail of blood, fresh, going into the doorway.
Sir,
Not it.
I have a torch. Do we just light the building on fire?
Ooh.
Whoever's in front, I give 2 people heroism, which gives you another 4 temporary hit points and means that you can't be scared for a minute.
Ooh.
So that goes to the first 2 people in the front of this charge.
That's Harvey, because he's gonna go try to light this cabin on fire unless there are any objections.
No.
Make a perception check as you get closer.
All right.
Boris would like to be in the front.
A 6.
And then Boris and Harvey.
Trevor
Yeah,
wants
Boris,
to
go
be
ahead.
far from the front.
Boris is in the front. Sorry, go ahead and place your. I was just trying to. Put him in, so. We'll keep the same initiative.
Oh, are you sure? Because we could roll again.
Okay, let's roll again. That's fair.
Yes. No.
I got the same exact initiative.
I got 1 higher.
I got 15 again.
Trevor.
Oh, Trevor is
Wow.
on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a coward, you are alert all the time and just ready to just get out of there.
Why don't we walk away into this encounter and come back and try again?
So Boris is also moving with Harvey. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you make a perception check as well?
I'm sorry.
Can you make a perception check as well?
Yes. Right there.
Oh, we don't see anything, friend.
I do have a good high passive perception.
Oh, what is it?
15.
15. Let me see here. Okay. Actually, that is enough. As you are walking into this area, I need everybody to hold on. What was Trevor's? It was 3, right? Or Harvey's was a 3.
It was bad.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Harvey?
You have
Just
4
Harvey.
temporary points. Also,
Your microphone's a bit
22.
off, Amanda. 22. All right.
Nice.
So even though you don't manage to see it, as you step, you hear a click, and you jump out of the way as a bear trap almost chops off your leg
Oh.
and catches you
your leg
Nice.
was caught in a bear trap. Almost.
almost. Everybody else in the tree line, however, also go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
So
Nor Vorus does not have to, but you do hear from inside the soft grinding.
Natural once. That's a 2 total for my dex save.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Oh, 11. No,
11.
I did it wrong. I did math wrong. I'm so sorry. It's a 13.
13.
It should be 13.
And Sid,
Sid, I'm a 19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, Sid, standing in the tree line as you come out, following the rest of the people in the front. You also jump out of the way as another trap falls from the trees. Whoosh, seems to have been triggered by something else. However, poor Trevor.
Quinn
in a
just
bear trap.
sets him right down.
Yeah,
that's
it's not
right.
Trevor's
That's
fault.
right.
This moment.
Well, Trevor doesn't see it, so Quinn gets his leg stuck in a bear trap.
Oh,
And you see is now poor Quinn, his armless and now footless.
Oh, no! Quinn!
He tries to hold it in. You see him in pain and tears. He's going to try and make a Constitution saving throw to be quiet. He gets a 19.
Sick.
And,
One tough guy.
Yeah.
You see him grit it and like bite on to his collar to try and like dim the screams. And yeah, Norbus, you hear from the soft sounds from inside of grinding metal. Seems that Shiloh, is sharpening his axe.
And that makes lots of noise, so he can't hear very much.
That was our up window. Oh wait, I guess he's obsessed with sharpening the axe. Okay, we're still good.
Y'all better go.
Shall I toss my torch onto the roof?
Couldn't hurt.
I do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Boris is gonna prod. I'm looking to. I'm trying to see where the door is. Are we facing the door?
Is this the door over here? I thought
It's a
so.
chimney.
Let me pull up roll 20. The door is right here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, yeah, you're right at the door.
It's a bit dark.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Boris is going to see which way the hinges go and get on the side where it opens.
It's actually open. It's cracked open.
It's open.
You see, he rushed in to grab his axe and figured it needed a little bit of sharpening before he returns.
Okay.
Gonna be
In
so
that
much
case,
more powerful with the axe.
in that case, Boris is going to motion in the direction he thinks Sid is, and do a hush and a come motion, and he's going to stand right there where he can. He's going to be using the butt of his spear. He's going to make sure there's no traps here, and he's going to stand just 5 feet off
Okay.
from the door.
Okay.
So Sid comes
Pretty good.
in.
Sure. Everybody go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Oh, right.
Just gonna ask that.
22.
We do.
Natural 20 for 25.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
What are Trevor and Vicinda doing?
15. I got a 15. I was just gonna actually ask to do exactly that. I kind of want to hide in the tree line because I'm a support character. I'm not gonna go out there.
All right. Yeah, you hide pretty well. He is very intent. He rolled with disadvantage. He got a 2.
Oh, I'm so lucky.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What was Trevor doing?
Did Trevor get damaged by the trap?
No. Just Quinn. His leg is now chopped off. But you land perfectly fine in front of the trap.
Trevor pats Quinn on the other good leg. And he says, there, walk it off, chap.
He kind of like looks at his leg. He's like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Poor choice of words. I'm
Don't
just
worry.
a simple rock gnome.
He's all right now.
I need to go tend. Oh man, I guess I should tend to Quinn. All right, he's gonna try to.
It's okay. No. I'll tend to Quinn. Don't worry about it. You go ahead. He's in very good and wounded hands, but it'll be like the nurse.
Well,
season.
I guess Trevor is fighting with Facienda for his turn over who's gonna tend to Quinn and hang back.
all right. And then what do you do?
So basically, oh my god, I forgot your name. All right, Boris. Motion to Sid to come in. So that's what Sid does. He sneaks very stealthily onto the porch in front of the door,
Okay.
and he's checking for traps.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Investigation 15.
There are no more traps.
Nice.
So then I expect from the song that I'm supposed to go in and try to stab him.
You
Creep
don't know this
silently
song.
through the underbrush toward the cottage. From the doorstep, you see the man sitting inside, turned away from you. He is sharpening his axe.
I tiptoe. I pick the golden dagger thingy that has the gold and the gemstones, and I come up behind him, and I try to bring it around his neck very quickly.
Okay.
Nice.
You automatically roll a crit. Please roll full damage.
Excellent, yes. But does it? But how much damage does it actually hurt him? Let's see.
Plus 1 dagger.
It's a +1 dagger. Okay, so that.
Yeah, we
is,
gave you the good knife.
4, 7, 8, including sneak attack.
Including sneak attack.
Ooh,
Nice.
That's 20.
Nicely done.
20 points total. Okay. You hit him hard as he starts to bleed from his neck. And you're all in initiative. As he picks up the axe and the knife in the other hand, looks you dead in the eyes, and goes to attack everybody. Who is first? I believe it is Trevor.
Okay. I guess Trevor has been arguing with Facienda over who should hang back and heal Quinn. But then at some point, maybe he notices that that Quinn's passed out or something, and he's like, oh no. He notices that somebody else is engaged with Shia, and he's like, okay, it feels safer now. So he's going to step forward, and he's going to try. He's gonna like point and then aim, and he's gonna try to throw his hand axe or his cleaver in there again.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, 10.
Fortunately, hits the frame of the door right by Harvey's head. Does not enter.
It returns back to Trevor's hand, and he's like, impossible to hit.
God, it's always good.
Right. Sid, followed by Facinda.
Ooh, I'm going to. This is really scary, so I'm going to disengage using my bonus action and back up.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
What? Oh no!
Is that Harvey? I mean, that's the Quinn? That's Quinn.
That's Quinn.
I was like, is it a ghost? Is it an alien? Is it Quinn?
And,
Oh my god! Oh my god! Stop! That's so sad. Who drew that?
Oh,
Oh, it's getting worse.
oh man.
Oh, yep. That checks out.
Quinn. Oh,
I'm here for you. Quiet.
that's love, baby.
So since it's a bonus action cunning bonus cunning action to disengage, I'm going to loose an arrow at him on my way out.
Okay.
I think that hits. That is a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
For sure.
Sheesh.
Very
Oh
nice.
my goodness, these dice. I'm rolling Duende today. They're just ridiculous. They're rolling so
So
well.
pretty.
It's like,
Nice.
okay, so that is not very high damage though. I just said it. 4.
4.
No sneak attack because I'm
Okay.
not fun.
All right. It is now Facinda's turn, followed by Harvey, and then of course.
I mean, this dude's passed out and he's keeping it together, so that's okay. I'm just here to like pat his head with one hand. And oh, I have to look up the distance. Like, how far away are they from me right now?
They should be accurate. Yep, that's right.
Okay. So then, oh my god, that's so close. So, well, like relative to vicious mockery. So, I'm going to mock Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, nice.
It is unwise to mock Shiloh buff.
Back in the trees. And he has to make a A wisdom saving throw of 14.
You're not hot.
It's,
I would never date you.
The last
He gets a
Transformers
12.
was subpar.
He takes 1d4 psychic damage, but more importantly, he has disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes.
Very
Oh.
nice.
very cool.
Very
Okay.
useful.
Happening something, as you didn't even see a freaking cat. Why is that coming when you roll? So eat that whole 1 psychic damage, and I'll think of a better.
Boom, boom.
All right. Okay. Got it. Moving down the line, Harvey.
Is the building starting to catch fire?
Oh, did you already do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's a good question. It is cold and snowy here.
I mean, just like.
Let me roll Constitution save for the house. It starts on fire. Look at that.
House?
Hey, what did you roll?
All right.
I rolled a 5.
Is there light? It looks like there's light in the cabin.
Yeah, there's a fireplace going there.
Okay, good.
I will hold an attack for Shiloh to come through the door or
Okay.
come within range.
Sounds good. Rolling an attack.
God,
No.
one
Boris.
Boris is also going to hold. He's got a couple. Since he has such a long weapon, when the guy comes within 10 feet, he gets a opportunity attack, but then he also gets to do his regular attack.
Okay.
Let's attack with the stump of the weapon. It's gonna be like a maelstrom, and then maybe he'll do his action surge and get another one.
We can only
Very
hope.
cool. Hold on. Can you do action surge on your reaction?
Let me look. Actually, I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Anybody know this? Anyone ever play a fighter?
What do you,
Been
sorry,
a
what
while.
was the
My
question?
recollection is no, but it's been a while.
I would say
Because
no.
if you
as
hold
well.
if you hold your turn, it's a reaction to use it. So
You
I'm not sure you can do more than one.
Oh, that's a reaction. When you hold.
When you hold, yeah, use it to. You wait till your reaction to use it.
It says you can take one additional action on your turn.
On your turn.
on your
Yeah.
turn.
I always
Additional
imagine
action,
it
which means that it's an action.
Is a little bit like, I think, wonky
Yeah.
depending on the DM. But I always
Yeah.
understood it as you had to take it after your action, which is why it was called the action surge.
Right. So this isn't so it is an action to hold your action, but you use it on your reaction. So technically,
I see.
Within
So
your
it
turn.
uses up a reaction.
yes.
Your reaction. Okay, so I wouldn't get the opportunity attack. Either way, okay, got it. So I could go in there, but then I'll be fighting him alone. Do I want to do that? I guess
That's a
I
burning
could.
building.
Is Boris brave?
Boris is pretty brave, and in fact, Boris is just gonna bust in and step to this side and front with his long weapon, attack.
Okay.
Good job, Boris.
cool.
Keep him occupied.
All right.
You got this.
The glaive. He's got a fun surprise going here too. So here's the attack with the glaive. Voila! 17.
Okay. It's
17 hit,
Nice.
does.
and the damage. 8 splashing damage. Plus, he's going to spend a martial dice or whatever you call it, a superiority die. He's a battle master, and that is going to be, and he's going to try to disarm.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So
Yes.
Good luck.
Which hand are you trying to disarm? The axe or the knife?
he's going to go with the axe, and I'm just gonna, since I can't do the, extra 8 damage for
Holy
the.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
He needs to make a strength check 14 DC, and if not, he drops the weapon.
He gets a strength of. He has pretty high strength. That's 16.
Okay. And then I have a bonus action to thump him with the butt of the axe.
Cool.
Or butt of the that thing I'm using, the glaive.
The glaive,
And-
yeah.
That is. Here we go again. I'm just not used to this thing. 14 hit.
Just misses as he kind of
Okay.
ducks down as the butt goes right past his head.
Okay. All right. That is my action.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Cool.
no, I did say I was going to do a action surge. I'm going
Action
to do
surge.
it. I'm going to do it.
Right.
All right.
Trevor also yells from the back, "Remember the potion!"
Oh yes. And the heroism, does that give me any bonuses that you cast on me?
You can't be scared.
Oh, can't be scared. Awesome.
400 temp hit points, and you can't be scared. So technically, you have 9 total temporary hit points right now. You
Okay.
and
Very cool.
Harvey have 9, and the rest of us have 5.
Okay, so the 8 misses. I'm assuming. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Action surge just gives you an action back or no bonus action, right?
It's an action.
Yeah,
Just
just
an
one. Just
Okay.
one action.
All right. Then it is Shiloh's turn.
He
Oh,
has
no.
disadvantage.
He's
on
a
the first
disadvantage on
attack.
all his attacks, all 3 of them.
Ah.
He's going to go after Boris. First with the axe.
Me shield, me shield, me.
That
shield.
is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
The knife
Even with
is...
disadvantage, it was an 18.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Still an 18 with the axe.
No!
Knife. The knife, however, is only a 9.
Yes.
Okay.
You roll
This is
again
the one
just
that
to make
we
sure.
don't want to hit.
And then the bite is a 17 and hold on. Oh, and 26.
Oh my god.
It's
Hit.
a 17.
17 hits.
Ah.
Okay, so the axe
No.
hits. The axe is that's 14 points of slashing damage as he brings it down, and then bites into you as he gets close.
Oh.
And that is another 6 points of damage, necrotic damage as he sucks 6 points back into himself as well.
Oh no.
Okay.
Nasty.
Got it.
That is his turn. Moving along, back to the top of the round. Trevor, followed by Sid.
Oh man, I think Trevor just saw that, and he feels like stuff just got real. He doesn't. How badly injured does Boris look?
Voris looks like he's, he took a big hit. But there was quite a lot of magic buffer there. So, but he still looks like he took a big hit.
Okay.
Shiloh, on the other hand, is looking quite bloody. And not just because he's covered in other people's blood, but
Okay.
also because he's at half hit points.
I guess I want to try like a ray of sickness then. Is that okay?
Nice, I like it.
Okay.
All right. First I got hit with it. Oh my god. It's an 11.
A ray of food poisoning.
Yes.
Yeah, it hits him, and you see him kind of like he's used to eating human flesh.
Yeah.
He kind of just absorbs it.
Impossible to hit. It's just impossible. I should just. I'll just. What's Quinn up to? Okay, that's the end for Trevor.
Okay, no bonus action. Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Oh,
I just had it
Sid.
there again.
my rolls are so
And
bad.
Facinda.
Is it?
So Sid
Yeah.
has grown slightly fond of the big dumb meat popsicle.
Talking about Boris?
Yes. And he goes back in while Shia is occupied with hacking at at the thing.
Okay.
Or at sorry, not thing, at Boris.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
So, and I'm gonna say slashes at him with the rapier that he carries.
Okay.
For let's see, that is a 12 plus 5, 17.
That hits.
Yes, excellent. And let's see, 1d8. Ooh. 2 + 3 is 5. Do I have a sneak attack considering I'm standing next to an ally?
You do.
I do. Excellent. That is 9 extra damage.
Okay. So what was the total?
What did I just say? 9 and
plus.
then it was 9 and 2 + 3 is 5, so 14.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And then
Nice.
cunning action. Sorry.
No, nothing.
So cunning action. I back out of the cabin.
All right.
I got this, Boris.
Hey, Cinda.
We believe in
Followed
you.
by Harvey.
I think I'm going to try. I think I'm gonna double check. Yeah, what the save is on both of these real quick. Okay, and I'm gonna step just 1 foot closer to him because I believe I am
Okay.
1 feet away.
No,
So
no.
I step a single foot closer and cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
Nice.
He has to make a wisdom saving throw of 14.
He gets
He
a
better not be
13.
14.
Nice.
Oh,
Finally! Okay, so he perceives everything he hears as hilariously funny, which is probably horrific. And he collapses to the ground in a fit of laughter. And he's prone.
Oh, nice.
At the end of each of his turns, and each time it takes damage, it can make another wisdom saving throw.
Right.
He does have advantage on the saving throw if it is triggered by damage.
Okay.
But
Alrighty.
since he is prone and technically also incapacitated, attacks against him
They have advantage.
nice.
I'm going to give inspiration to my man Boris the Unpleasant in there.
Nice.
So you can add a d6 to your next attack.
Nice.
And I'm going
Thank
to take
you.
another step back and just go back to here. I don't want to see.
Yeah.
As he falls down in a fit of laughter, he's
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't cast that again.
That was
This is
super
bad.
That was super good. That maniacal laugh was super good.
Oh,
all right.
yeah.
And it is now Harvey's turn. As the house starts on fire, you see it crawl up the wall and move to the roof. And the corner of this house is now on fire. It might start taking some damage if you're inside of it.
All right. Well, he's on the ground, so Harvey's going to take this advantage and I'm not on my token. He's going to run in there and take a swing with his Koea. It's
All right.
pretty much a dagger on a stick.
Okay.
And he is going to attack with advantage because he's lying prone. And it's a 14 to hit.
Just misses as he kind of ducks out of the way. That was an advantage, right?
It was.
Hits into the floorboards right beneath his neck
Impossible
Bonus.
to hit.
as he's laughing. He's rolling around laughing.
All right, I'll do a flurry of blows.
Get him.
Let's see. All right, that's a 22 to
Ooh.
hit.
Nice.
That hits.
And that is, let's see, 5 damage.
Okay.
A big rabbit foot kicks him in the head as he's moving around.
The second one.
Another one is 14.
Oh no, again, as he's rolling around on the floor, you try another stomp, just missing.
And then he's going to go back outside.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, what a shame.
Boris. The house is on
Boris.
fire. Looks like it's going to start to get pretty dangerous in here.
Which
However-
side of the place is on fire?
right here.
Okay. And is there a window down at this end? At the opposite corner?
There's a window right next to you.
Okay. Well, he's gonna shift around to this side of the dude, and going to go for the glaive disarm again. No. Here it comes. Boom. And then he's going to go with the butt end. I guess if he hits on this, he could try to disarm with the butt end.
True.
23.
23. Okay,
And
hits.
that only does 1d4 plus 4. So let me. Oh, wow. So it does 5 damage, and then plus the superiority dice damage, 5, so 10 damage, and he has to roll against a DC 14 strength.
Okay, for his strength, he got a 21, unfortunately.
Oh
However,
my god!
with those
he's
two
so-
hits,
Impossible to hit.
Impossible.
however, with those 2 hits, he is looking like he's on his last legs.
Nice.
I'm going to say, does he literally have a dagger sticking out of his back?
An arrow in this case.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Like twin blast.
Just out of curiosity, do I see any signs of like what his problem is? Like, is there? Does the horse think he's diseased, or he's just a maniac who came here to eat people?
It's exactly that, the latter one.
Oh,
He is just a
God.
cannibal. He's gone completely crazy.
Oh,
But
geez.
moving over to that corner of the room, you also see what seems to be a trap door going down into the cellar.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm gonna.
why?
Oh,
Boris is
God.
gonna shout out, "Trapdoor! Basement! Maybe captives!"
Not for long. Oh no.
Are we sure
Alright.
it's not like a freezer? You know, like how you can make a permafrost freezer?
Oh, trophy room!
Oh
Just as-
yeah.
We'll just assume that everything is already dead down there.
I think so. Listen, the handsome
He,
man is
on
dead.
his turn, rolls to try to break out of the hideous laughter and gets a natural one.
Nice.
Oh,
He is still on the ground, laughing. As we move back to the top of the round, Trevor, followed by Sid.
You know, I feel like this situation, Trevor loves stealing the glory, and he feels like it's safe enough. So he's like, "Don't worry, Vorus. I'm here for you, my friend. I've got your back through thick and thin." And he's gonna like run up and try to like hit him with the cleaver.
Okay.
Ah! He makes a
With
big
advantage.
show. Makes a big show of it.
Oh,
Dirty
nice.
20.
Wow.
23.
3. Hell yeah, you hit him.
Finally. 8 slashing damage.
It can be done.
He's looking
Impossible to hit.
extremely bad.
Yeah, he's impossible to kill. For the remainder of his movement, that was like about like maybe like 20. He's gonna move. So he's still down on the ground, right?
He is, yeah.
I
Does
guess
that
he'll
mean
just run out of the house.
Does that mean that if you're prone, are you?
Opportunity attack.
Yeah.
But he's also incapacitated.
He's
Yeah.
incapacitated. That's right. That's right.
Laughing so hard.
That's why I was like, yeah, this is a good time. This is a good time to.
Oh, you know what?
Face into
I'm-
his den.
You got this, Vorus.
I forgot to roll advantage, but that will just go on anyway. He did. One hit.
Oh. Okay.
So did-
Go ahead and roll advantage. Why not?
All
Throw
right.
another attack. See if you hit it.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Definitely hit then. So
Catch him.
You still have a D6 that you could add.
oh yeah, that's right. So that's going to be 13. I don't think I can. Can I roll a superiority dice for each attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, sorry,
then
Chris.
Yeah. Up to how many do you have for level 3?
I have After this one more.
Okay.
So I have 4 total.
Cool.
So there's 7 more damage. That's 20 damage right there. And
Oh,
try to disarm. So he has to roll against 14.
well, he is completely disarmed as with 20 damage,
Dead.
you knock him to the ground. His hideous laughter ceases.
Pin
The
him.
house on fire, and you have defeated Shia LaBeouf.
Behead him! Behead him!
Get him!
He's down. Come check the trap door.
Double tap! I'm not going near him!
I guess Trevor runs in and he like makes a big show of like yelling as loud as he can, and then he decapitates him. He's like, "Ah, got him, Vorus."
Just cleaver hack. Walk.
Trevor, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god,
Ruh-roh.
I knew I shouldn't have tried.
I told you!
8. This is what happens every time I try. By the way, an ad is going to be for about 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
8, you say. All right, he rolled a 23. So, as you come in to decapitate him, you see his eyes snap open,
no.
raises up his hand, and he says, "Surprise."
Surprise. No!
Shut
wait.
surprise! How did I not see it coming? This is what happens. I've learned my lesson. Never again.
Sid, it is now your turn. Sid, followed
Yes,
by
I have
Susan.
run into the it's burning building at this point. But just to go check the trapdoor for possibly something expensive. So
I might
So,
be
yeah.
standing on it.
I am now in the building right next to Shy Surprise.
Okay.
Guys!
What are you
No
doing?
one has help.
Okay. Well, crap. Okay, so I'm gonna. I see his eyes pop open, and I'm like,
Like a
reaction
scared
would be to stab him in the face with a magic dagger.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. With advantage because flanking, right?
Yes.
Good, because I rolled a 2.
Oh, not with flanking, but because he's on the ground.
Oh, he's on the ground because he's on
5e,
the
and there's no
Yeah.
flanking.
Right.
Unless you choose.
I always forget.
13.
13, unfortunately, whizzes by
Okay.
as he kind of moves the hand over that he's holding from Trevor. You almost cut off Trevor's hand.
Oh no.
Pull back just in
no.
time.
So, with my bonus action, I'm going to hide behind.
Okay, roll with disadvantage.
I'm going to hide behind horse.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
With disadvantage? Okay.
You're not a halfling.
What am I using? Is it just a straight roll?
Stealth, yeah. Stealth.
Stealth?
Rogue's
Oh,
gonna
thank
rogue.
goodness. That's like a 15.
15.
15.
Yeah, you're hidden. He does not even notice you.
Just blends into the black bear cape.
So funny.
Oh my god!
You don't even.
Is that your turn?
First.
Yes, that's my turn.
I mean,
Lucinda, followed by Harvey.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
he really is Vorus's shadow.
Gonna try suggestion on Shia.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him. Listen, Shiloh. You don't want the gnome. He's a rock gnome. They're hard. He'll break your teeth. It's very difficult. If you let him go, I will give you an even greater reward that is much easier to eat and already in pieces.
And what does Quinn do?
Man is passed out. Established.
Oh my God.
I mean, the guy has no use for the foot that's in the trap. So,
Quinn is passed out. He doesn't hear it.
Is that a wisdom save?
Sorry, I flicked away from it. I believe so. Yeah, wisdom 14.
Okay, that is 21. 20, dirty 20.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does he want to eat something easier?
Yes. But first he wants to kill you all.
No. Okay. Well, regardless, I go back over here to Quinn, and I gently pat his face
Okay.
and pass that out. Wait. I'm not
On
gonna
the
have
start
it-
of.
And
Sorry, you're a little bit hard to hear. Your microphone.
sorry. I tell him you are a lot more handsome with your leg, and then I tap him and I cast Step of the Faith. So he teleports 30 feet to a point that I choose,
Okay.
Oh!
Inside the house.
which is on top of Shia.
Wow.
God.
Brutal.
Amazing.
Wow.
I'm over him. He's
Oh.
not important anymore.
Okay. Oh, I can only get his body. That's okay.
No, I'm hoping to surprise him.
You're like an Uber Eats, delivered right to his door.
All right. On Harvey's turn, the fire grows once again. 5 feet in every direction. That will be hitting the three of you, Shiloh, Harvey, and Trevor. Please make dexterity saving throw.
All right. Does a 13 make it?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a slow-moving fire, so it's not too hard to jump out of the way.
That
Shia
add
also.
happens?
So, sorry.
I was just wondering if the ad was about to pop.
Oh,
Oh, it already popped, I think.
Oh, it did. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
right.
It's in progress right now, actually.
Hmm.
Wow.
Does that mean I
How
could
much longer we
get
got?
fill my cup of water?
30. I mean, it was only 30 seconds long.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Are we back?
Mhm.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
everybody.
we're back.
All right. So, yeah, the fire does not hit either of you as you roll out of the way, and it is Boris's turn once again.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, Harvey didn't take his turn. My bad.
Oh, yes. That's a good question. What Harvey's gonna do? Does he run into a burning building that he started on fire? Let's see. I think I might have a dart. Yes, I have a dart.
Yes.
He shall throw a dart into the building.
Okay.
Like, you're
At
not even
the-
aiming at Shiloh, you're just throwing it into the building.
No look.
Nice.
What'll it hit?
Wasn't there something about that being the best D&D weapon?
Really?
Best throwing weapon for sure.
Yes, that's
Well,
Really?
it definitely is a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
My God. Kill him.
Get him.
Kill this man.
Okay, so gotta figure out what a dart does. I think it's a D4.
Yeah, D4.
All right. It's a 4 on a D4.
Ooh,
Nice.
very nice.
Do I add my dex to it, or is it just a dart?
You're proficient in darts? Yeah, definitely.
Yep, +3. So
Yeah. So +3. Okay.
yep,
7
7.
total. Nice. Very nice. All right. Anything else?
That I mean, he's just gonna stand outside this burning building. He's not going inside there.
Okay.
I give him a thumbs up from the board.
Shia's turn. He's going to
Oh,
look
no.
at
I'll take a step back from the burning
No.
building.
the rock gnome. He's going to attack 3 times. First one is a natural 20.
Oh my god. That's perfect.
What are
Second
your
one
grid rules?
is not hit.
So
I
it's
assume.
thematically perfect.
The third one is a 18 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Oh my goodness.
So with the axe, that is a 12 slashing damage,
Okay.
and then the bite is 6 necrotic damage, and he gains that back as well.
Oh no.
Ah, dang it.
Okay.
It's a really good dramatic fight finale, though, in a burning
Trevor
building.
looks really injured.
Come on.
Really injured. Okay.
Heavily injured.
And we move back to the top of the round. Trevor, followed by Sid and Basinda.
So as Shia bit into Trevor, Trevor screams, but with his offhand, he's like busy spicing up the dead body or the dying body to try to entice him. But then he's gonna try to actually hit him with his axe again. He's like, get off of me! I'm not food! Is he still on the ground?
He stood up.
Okay,
Dunk.
21.
Nice.
Yeah, that hits.
Damage.
Okay.
Way to go.
Help.
You knew
Nice.
you
Help.
Run
Anything
away.
else?
So, he's grappled onto me, technically?
No, he's not. He's just standing by you. That was just for flavor.
Oh, okay.
He's hitting you with his axe and knife.
Trevor's going to move to the other side of him. So near Vorus. But he doesn't want to get an attack of opportunity off, so
Sure.
it's going to circle
Okay.
around.
Sounds good.
Vorus! Do your thing, Vorus!
What
All right.
is my thing?
Sid was hidden.
So, Sid, I'm probably just attached to the back of Boris, like, because, fur and fur, so it matches. But, this is fucked up. Did you see him? He got back up. He's undead. He's undead. But he is going to pop out and try to stab him again in the face
Okay.
with the magic +1 dagger. He's up, so no advantage.
No, you were hidden. You do get advantage.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
You pop out and stab him.
Pop out and stab him. Oh
Nobody
no.
expects the cat cloak to come alive.
Oh no, I rolled a 6 and a 7, so +5 is a fail. Blah blah blah.
Impossible to hit.
Impossible to hit. So,
Oh,
once again, I hide behind Boris.
Make another stealth roll.
See if I can do it.
With disadvantage still, because he knows where you are.
It's 12 + 7, though. It's 19.
You still, you get immediately lost into the cloak. He's like, where did she go? All right. Or he, sorry. Facinda, followed by Harvey.
Maybe he's just also partially distracted by the raging fire behind him. I have to find that cat, but it's hot in here. I'm gonna try and make him laugh again.
Okay.
DC 14. The crowd, laugh, funny man.
Ooh, he got 14 exactly.
Why does
Nice.
this happen? But I'm gonna again use Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action on everybody inside the hut.
Okay.
nice.
Including Quinn.
I mean, it's for 4 people, so yeah, sure, Quinn can get into it. They each get 5 temporary hit points. It's Mantle of Inspiration. It doesn't stack, so if you didn't lose it before, you don't get it back. I think that only applies to you, Michelle. But everybody else gets another 5 temp hit points, and importantly, you can move. You can use your reaction right now to move. Immediately up to your speed without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Oh, you don't have to tell me
Nice.
twice.
So if
nice.
you wanted that- But Quinn could also do that if the 5 temp hit points brings him back to life. How did I get here?
He wakes up in a
Does
burning
not.
building.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Quinn.
Temp hit points do not revive, unfortunately.
Well, he's laying there looking a little bit better.
All right.
So
Maybe more
you said we can move immediately?
Yes, it
Wow.
uses the reaction. So you won't have a reaction after this, but you want to get attacks of opportunity. You won't provoke attacks of
Okay.
opportunity.
I just want to let you know, Vorus, that Trevor did look at you before he ran. He gave you like a little nod, like, you got this, buddy.
You got this.
I was
But you could also leave, Boris. This is for you, if you want. Or just
so-
close the door.
Okay.
You don't have to move your.
Whose turn is it?
It is now Harvey's, and the fire grows. So both Shiloh and Quinn need to roll. Quinn automatically fails as he is incapacitated.
Oh, no.
And so does Shia. He takes a good chunk of fire damage
That's good.
as you see him starting to burn, his own skin sizzling. All right,
Good.
Harvey, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'll throw another dart through the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I still get advantage?
No,
Oh,
It is a 14 to hit then.
unfortunately, it gets lost in the flames as you can only make out the shadow of Shia now standing in this fire.
Awful.
All right. I assumed the body on the ground was Shiloh, and I just threw a dart into Quinn.
He takes another death save, automatically fails.
Oh.
He needs to be alive so Shia will want to eat him, please.
If Shiloh eats him, he heals.
Ooh, true.
All right,
Not
that is
dead
your
yet.
turn. Voris.
That is the end of my turn.
Does it look like the fire is interfering with his? He seems to regenerate. Does he react badly to the fire, or any more badly than you or I would, or
No, it seems that, however, Trevor was quite on the point when he said to take off his head. His regeneration comes from the neck up.
So he's not going to die in this fire.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to take him out again, and then get his head off before he can surprise.
Okay.
Sacrifice yourself, Voris. I'll make sure your tail is spread throughout the land.
That's my job. I'm the singer.
Hacienda will do the job.
Yes.
Okay, actually, you know what? Boris is going to do something else. He's going to say to Shia, "What is in your basement, creeper?" And he's going to open the trapdoor and step in.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Are you disengaging?
Yes.
Okay.
And well, I've got a reach weapon, so I think I'm far enough away already.
Okay. Sure.
And so just going to do a look down into the trapdoor, and assuming there's no spikes at the below, he's going to do like a controlled fall if there's a ladder or something. And
it's only about 10 feet down, so it's actually with a controlled fall, you're fine. If you try to jump down,
and
when you open it up,
he's gonna do the trapdoor behind him. Close it behind him and just drop. If I take damage, then fine. I take damage.
okay. The ground is covered in hay, so it's actually pretty soft when you land.
Mhm.
What you see are chains and hooks hanging from the crossbeams. A large gouged butcher's table sits in the middle of the room, drenched in blood. Clean picked bones are stacked in the corner. And there's one man chained to the wall as he kind of slowly, tiredly lifts his head. He's like, "No, who are you?"
I am Boris.
That explains everything.
Please don't eat me.
Do I see a key or anything, or can I just pull the chain out of the wall?
There is a key right next to the door, the ladder where you fell down.
I'll use the rest of my turn to unlock the chains on the guy.
Okay. We'll lock him. He looks tired, but he does stand up.
Okay. Hand him a dagger. You might need this.
Okay. Cool. Shia's turn.
Yes.
He is going to run out of the fire, emerging like a shadow out of the flame, straight for Harvey and attack 3 times.
Harvey, no.
No,
Oh,
Harvey, I think you still have 9 to
so it's a
hit.
16 to hit
A hit,
and an 18, and the third one's a 2.
Oh, nice.
2 hits.
So 2 hits with a knife and his bite. The knife does 8 points of piercing damage as he slashes into you with it. The
All
bite
right.
also does 10 necrotic damage as you see him suck in your essence once again.
Ouch.
That's his turn. That's it. That's all he got.
Rabbit is delicious.
Terrible news.
Trevor.
Oh man. So Trevor sees Shia coming out of the fire, doesn't see any sign of Vorus. So in his head, he's like, we are boned. Oh man. He's going to move slightly backwards. And he's gonna try that Ray of Sickness one last time. It's the last one he's got. Oh, 12.
Again, absorbs it. He likes the way it feels on his skin, on his flesh.
I'm just helping him, aren't I? Oh my god, I'm just giving him what he wants. Oh, well, sorry, friends.
He's the
All right.
nasty freak boy. Don't give him the sickness.
Sid, followed by Facinda.
All right. She's having much the same thoughts.
Wait, is me?
No, it's your
Sidford.
turn. I just want to let you know I'm thinking the same thing as as Trevor over there.
So let's see. So what Sid is gonna do is he's going to. Oh man. Okay. He's going to leap forward and stab him. Well, oh god, it's a natural one.
Oh no.
I'm engaged.
no.
I'm engaged with him,
Dude.
right? So you get advantage.
Wait,
Oh, that's not advantage, but
No advantage.
she does
Okay.
sneak attack if she hit. He
Okay.
Well, natural one.
so cunning action, I dash away.
Where are you going?
Just off the map. We just don't even see him anymore. Just straight off the map. Great.
Okay, Facinda followed by Harvey. He's getting close. He's regaining hit points, but he's not looking great either.
Oh god. I'm gonna try and mock him again.
Okay.
So DC 14.
He gets a 8.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
D4 of damage, which is 2 psychic damage. But more importantly, his next attack roll has disadvantage.
Okay.
He is mocked.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the mocking.
You haven't done anything good since Even Stevens.
Ooh.
I prefer your original role as a boy.
Okay. Harvey.
All right, Harvey is going to fight for his life here. That was the first damage he's taken today. He's going to stab out with his mini spear.
Oh, I forgot. Could I give? Sorry, I forgot. Could I give Bardic Inspiration to Harvey?
Sure.
Okay.
Was that
we have
1d4? 6?
1d6.
1d6.
He'll use that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, it was very helpful. It went from a 13 to a 19.
Nice.
Yeah, that hits. Nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
All right, doing some damage here. It's 8 damage.
Okay.
Flurry of blows.
Blow him.
Get him!
Blow him, Harvey.
So 13 again,
I'm sorry.
and a 14.
Oh no!
No.
Oh, he's impossible to hit. He's impossible to hit more than once. Let's see.
I wish chat could give inspiration.
And Quinn come back alive and give inspiration. I believe in you.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Boris, your turn.
I'll stick it out one more time.
Sorry, you're muted, I think.
Oh, once every stream. Never fails.
I had a sneezed, so I had to unmute it.
We appreciate that.
I say, Boris says, fire upstairs quickly. And he goes up the ladder. I guess that's probably half move.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
15 feet.
once he gets to the top, he'll have 15 feet more move, and he's going to go straight through the fire to here and attack.
Okay.
How much do I have to make a dex save or something for the fire?
Yeah, please do. As you jump through the fire, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's not a good one.
No.
2. Oh, I rolled badly. You only take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay, great.
Yay!
You still look cool. You still look cool.
Yeah, he comes out his fur coat on flame, like a monster out of hell.
God, that's
So
cool.
that's, and he's going to glaive.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
He's gonna do 14 damage.
Oh, nice.
Holy cow.
Plus, he's gonna spend his last, superiority die up for only 1 damage. So that's 15 damage. But he's going to use the superiority die to try to trip him. So it's a 14 strength check.
Okay. That is a 17, unfortunately. It's really high strength.
All right.
He's very strong. Okay. So let's see. Bonus action: stub of the lance, stub of the glaive, biff.
Ooh.
Should it work?
19?
Nice.
Yeah, 19, and that's just it's going to be what do you call it? One of those little guys. Yeah. 4 plus 9 damage. Bam! Right in the teeth.
Nice. Do it.
Once again, looking like he's on his last legs.
Finish him!
It's his turn. As he turns toward Harvey.
Oh, he has disadvantage though.
He does have a disadvantage. He hits one of them, I think, for 17.
Yeah, 17 definitely
Oh.
hits.
The other 2 miss. This is
Nice.
the first one with the axe. He's going to do
Minimum damage.
If it's the axe, means you can't regenerate at least.
10
so-
points
Yeah.
of slashing damage as he
Oh, that hurts.
into the
That
rabbit's
hurts.
head.
That hurts real bad.
All right.
That is
Thank
his
you for
turn,
your
though.
sacrifice.
He's not looking great. As we move to Trevor.
Oh my god. So
Trevor cut off his head.
Be the hero.
Trevor thought he learned his lesson last time about being
Don't
heroic,
learn.
but he's don't ever learn, don't ever grow. Okay,
Change.
yeah, he's a greedy gnome, so he's like, yes, this time for sure. There's no way I could fail. There's no possible way. So he comes up with his axe again. He's going to try to hack him. I rolled a 1. So it's a 6.
I think that deserves a critical failure.
Yeah, give me a fumble. I
Something-
think that's wonderful.
Fumble. Oh, should I pull? I don't have
To
time.
be
Okay.
fair, we did just say never learn. I did just say never.
Roll 16.
I think I cursed
Go ahead.
myself by saying like I cannot fail.
Yeah.
So of
roll
course,
1d6.
1d6.
So 1, 2, you hit Boris. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, you hit yourself. 5, 6, you hit.
I got my deck here, right here.
4.
One,
Oh, 4?
Sure.
That's yourself. So,
Oh, I hit myself. Oh,
yeah, as you go to stab at him, he completely dodges out of your way. You overestimate and swing down to your own shin, taking 4 points of damage.
Oh my god.
That's horrific.
oh man.
When will I learn? When?
I take back. You should learn a little bit.
Hacienda, don't encourage me next time.
I won't, believe me.
All right. Sid. He's looking so close to death.
It's gone.
I'm not gone. I'm still here.
We have no idea where he is.
However, he is
Yeah, have a good life.
3 of your allies in front of him.
Okay, so I, considering that Trevor is a short person,
Sure.
not offensively said, can I shoot over him?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll give him a quarter cover, so
Excellent.
plus
Okay.
1 to his AC.
Hey.
So I'm going to, do the cat leaping over here, and I'm going to draw my short bow and loose an arrow at his face.
All right.
Get him.
22 to hit.
Nice.
Hits. With sneak attack.
With sneak attack. Okay, so short bow is 5, and then 5 with additional 11.
11 total.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh.
So close to death. You find it almost impossible to know how much he's... All right.
Oh, no.
Well then, Facinda.
Oh, I forget. I'm gonna hide. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna hide. Okay, go and roll a stealth check.
Stealthing. 12.
Oh, he gets a 17 this time.
Oh,
He looks
dang
at you with his dead cold eyes. All right, Facinda. He's really close.
Well, with the hay, I might as well throw a knife at him too, since everyone's just throwing knives now.
Let me be a cautionary tale.
Yeah, I'm not going close to him. I'm gonna throw it for sure. I'm gonna do the same thing that Sid just did and try and throw it. Well,
Okay.
no, can I go over here
Yeah,
and then
you get
throw it
straight
Yes.
attack.
out?
Yep.
Avoid throwing it into Harvey's calf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I'll do my best. And so that's a dexterity weapon, which is great. I got a 17.
Yes.
Sick.
Then roll
And then it's a
1d4.
plus 4. So 6 damage as a knife just thunks.
Thunks into the side of his head.
Yes.
As his eyes go blank, he falls to the ground.
That's for the sneak attack, you horrific jerk!
Hero.
He lies on the ground,
Cut
still
off his
breathing.
head!
Someone carve his head.
I go
Beaver
hide.
time.
Trevor, I can't miss for sure this time. He wants to
I
try to
give
be
him
the
inspiration. I give him bardic inspiration. It's my last
Okay.
one. You have to
All right,
feel it.
Advantage. He's on the ground, right? Advantage.
advantage.
There's no way I could fail. Okay, 18.
Okay.
With
18.
Bardic Inspiration. What's the bonus?
You can
+6.
add that to damage too, right?
No,
No.
but
Oh.
you can do it to
22.
hit.
You have just decapitated Shia LaBeouf. His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
Wow. Woohoo! Well done, young, small butcher.
I
I always knew you could do it. Did anyone see what happened to Quinn or anyone else in there? You
Oh,
said something about a
He-
trap door.
yes. Boris is going to go through the fire and see if that guy's alert or up or out the window or whatever. And here's his deck save. 12.
Harvey's gonna run in and check Quinn's pockets.
The whole house is on fire at this point, by the way.
Oh,
It's
God.
burning down to the ground.
Shoot.
If anybody
Okay.
is still inside, they'd be dead.
Okay, then I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go back out.
Okay. However, you do notice that the
dead.
window is open.
Oh, good.
Footsteps are leading off into the woods.
Good.
oh no.
And you
Wait a
just see a
minute.
shadow lurking
Oh no.
as it disappears.
Was that the
Yeah.
real Shiloh?
However, that is a story for another day as you have
No!
defeated Shia LaBeouf. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know if
Good
Trevor's
job.
learned anything today.
Wow. That was a good ending there with the spirit of Shia inhabiting the prisoner. Whoa.
God.
This is a great one shot, Chris. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is worth-
Props
worth
to the
the
person
wait.
who wrote this crazy one shot a long time ago. I found it on Reddit. Been
So
waiting
good.
forever to pull it off. But anyway,
Oh, that's
Thank
awesome.
That is,
So we're running a little bit over on time. So let's do
Okay.
our outros. We got about 5 minutes. I gotta pick 2 giveaway winners right now.
oh no, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
dang.
And
Do it.
maybe do your do your outro. And in the meantime, everybody who has not signed in for the giveaway, exclamation mark gimme GIMME or exclamation mark enter.
Both.
Enter is for the 24-hour all-day one. Gimme is for the one we're about to do right now. We're gonna pick 2 winners. Take it away, Chris. Where can people find you? What are you up to?
Hey, hello, I'm Chris. I'm from Carnisideshow. It's on Twitch as well. You can go and check it out there. We also play D&D a lot, and 3 of these people are in my groups. So they're really fun to play with, and we're fun to watch. So come check it out. A lot of interaction from chat, and it gets pretty crazy sometimes.
So much interaction from chat.
So much. So much. Amanda,
Me? Okay.
outro.
My name is Amanda Stevens. I'm one of the players on Carnisideshow. We're part of the Wanton One Shots crew, which is a lot like this. If you liked this, you'll probably like our games. They're usually games where nothing matters, all the rules are made up, and somebody gets hurt. And it's chaos the whole time, and we love chat interaction. So again, if you loved this, come and see us there. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Stephen.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I play Sturge on the Dungeon Scrawlers Wednesday nights, and that's about it. Thank you for watching.
Yay! I love the character. I love this.
Oh yeah, such a great
He
character.
was very
It's
good.
so good. I love it. Yeah.
Voice.
Lursen?
Listen,
Yep, I'm Lursen. I play on Carnisideshow's Monday show. I play Captain Hemingway. You can also find me streaming on Twitch. I stream horror games, and that's pretty much it.
Wait, did you say horror games?
Horror.
Horror. Yeah.
2 syllables.
Horror.
Yes, I'm Michelle. I'm the owner and proprietor of phoenixdice.com, and we're here today to give away a whole butt ton of stuff. Ready? So let's see. We got Young here with 2 draws right now. One for any set of dice, your winner's choice, and another one is for the dice scroll and any 2 sets. You ready? Let's do the set first.
Yep, we're gonna do the set right now.
Great.
So 3, 2, 1, picking a winner. Congratulations, Zinzineke.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, that's cute. I like it. All right, congrats. We'll be in touch. Ready?
And then we're gonna pick the dice scroll one.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. Dirt Cowboy 71. Congratulations.
Good one. It's a good name.
Great name.
I love these names,
Cowboy.
man. All right, we'll be in touch. Yang will be in
excited.
touch with you, and then poke me, and I'll pop in the chat too, and you guys can choose your loot. So stay tuned. We've got ExtraLife discount at our shop. If you use the code ExtraLife, all caps, one word, you'll get 10% off your purchase, and we will donate 20% off to ExtraLife via our Dungeon Scrawlers charity. So yeah, that stacks on top of our Christmas sale, which is going on right now. I like to say Christmas sale, but yeah, we
Nice.
are starting at $25, throwing in free stuff. Go visit the site, our IG, our Twitter, where we have details up on all of our social media. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so thank you, Chris, for running the amazing one shot. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Thank you, viewers, for being here to support Extra Life and support this stream. Thank you to our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Thank you, Phoenix Dice, for providing so many awesome giveaways. And looks like that's it. Exclamation mark Extra Life for details about our fundraiser. So until next time, friends.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Love you guys.